Oh, so we're turning corners now?
This is a new day. This is a new era.
It's a new day.
It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life. And I'm feeling good. Uh-oh, Sunny. Ronan says Sunny P still there.
Oh, because I forgot to switch it back.
Squad indeed.
Please do not pay attention to the man behind the curtain. Don't do it. Don't do it. Hey, it's fixed.
It's fixed.
Yeah. Yo, what's good, everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time once again for Tech Talk Thursdays for July 7th, 2022. Of course, I'm one of your hosts, Marcus Major Linux Summers, twitch.tv/Major Linux. I'm joined this week and every week by Kevin Kev. It's your boy Kev in the building.
In the building. And I have a 3080 Ti. I don't know how to feel.
Look, that is not a picture of Wakanda. That's a real-time rendering. That is happening in Wakanda real time.
In real life.
This is Unreal 5.
I literally created Wakanda in Unreal 5, and it's going off right now. If you look hard enough, you will see a little tiny T'Challa and Nakia just walking past. This is incredible.
Remember, folks, these graphics are happening in real time. Any bugs you see are of a game that is work in progress. Thank you. And of course, we are joined by my newest neighbor.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Is in the building. He's in the state. What's good with you?
You know what? They had to give me keys. So, getting into the building took a little bit. I had to ask several questions. We may have had to get maintenance involved, but we're out here now.
Hey.
I am the lone Georgian now.
The sad thing is, I'm looking outside and say, okay, well, no, the sun is still technically out, but it looks bright and sunny as shit where he is.
Okay, so I can't do this without making a... Well, actually, I might be able to do this right now without making a huge mess of it. So here, we're going to get a little turn. There is, in this place, a really huge window.
Oh, wow.
Here.
Wow.
So, yeah, that thing takes up most of the wall.
We're getting all the natural lighting.
Right? I am super fucking jealous.
We're getting Magic Hour Sin, and I'm here for it.
I asked for a specific list of things, and one of them is I need all of the natural light possible during the day because I am thriving over here. They're just no, we got you. That whole wall over there is basically a window. It's the tallest set of windows that we have in the building.
Wow. Sin commanding that respect.
Mm-hmm. We are getting Magic Hour Sin, and I support it.
Yes. Let's see, Verge says, see them real-time fixes. At least it's moving boxes, not pictures of her broken PC. Yeah. Rest in peace, Sunny's PC. Well, actually, it's not dead. It's just hurt. Just majorly hurt.
It's not dead. It's just in traction.
No, nothing happened with Sin's PC. We meant Sunny's.
No, what happened with Sunny's PC? What happened?
So apparently during her move, they were moving things around, including her PC, and took it out of a car, put it into a truck that was about to burst, and then when they opened the truck, the PC just leaped out the back.
The PC was like, I've had enough of this mistreatment, and you will not do me like this, and just left.
Yeah.
Yep. I took a bit of a tumble.
Luckily, the component survived. She was able to game on it last week. Shout out again to Sunny for joining us last week for Tech Talk Thursdays, and Idiosinanka as well. She was able to join us using the PC, all of her tempered glass was just on a pile on the floor.
Yeah, it was in a dust. A lot of her case was in a dustpan. So yeah. So it was kind of like an exposed engine kind of deal happening.
Oh, bro. Not Chad trying to be like, oh no, Sid, you didn't see what happened and trying to catch me up. But I appreciate this.
Yeah, it was a bad deal. It was a bad deal, but thankfully the components were survived. Although we do hope that she can like use this to kind of guilt her husband into like getting her a bit.
Okay, so I will tell everybody that there were only, thankfully, 2 casualties during the process of this movie.
Casualties.
So yeah, all right. Well, before we go, let's get into it. Sid,
yeah,
how have you been? You've been going for about 2 weeks. How's your 2 weeks been?
You said 2 weeks?
You weren't here last week,
Mm-hmm.
so it's been 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, has it been that long? I guess. Like,
yeah,
I've been talking. I've been talking to the boys in the background.
Yes, you've been talking to us, but you've not been
a little
here.
bit less
yeah.
than. So, the Thursday during the time of the show, found me in a car. I got here at about like 8:45, but then a friend met me to move everything into the new spot, and it took until 2 a.m. So like, because the way that you could see like how the organization of things went over time. So there were toward the back of the truck where the heavier things were always also things that were packed in boxes. Toward the front of the moving truck were just things that were packed into like baskets or bags or whatever. So you had to move them individually bit by bit until you got to the point that you could move to the larger thing. So it was like moving the entertainment center and moving my bike and moving a chair and moving these monitors. These monitors, this is where Major is going to like send me angry letters and things and report me to a local representative. So buckle up for this. Merge, like this friend was just like a person that I was just kind of like, allow me to ask you about this a month in advance. And they were absolutely here for the whole thing. Apparently, we also had a lot of catching up to do. But yeah, they're good people. So the monitors, I unbolted from the desk. And I was just like, do I feel like unbolting them from the actual like monitor stand? I don't know. No. We're just gonna hope that it works. So I put them in the moving truck, unwrapped in a moving blanket, and was just kind of like, Jesus, take the wheel, because I have to drive during daylight. Because also, you want to know what they packed in the moving truck? Both pairs of my glasses. So I had to try to drive up here as quickly as possible without my glasses. But we did get up here before nighttime, and I took the monitors out to find out that they were both in perfect working condition and that nothing had happened. So, pro moving tip for the future: prepare to spend a lot of time lovingly disassembling about half your furniture. Just assemble your furniture. It is so much hassle. Please just assemble your furniture and appliances and things. But Thursday was the moving day. Friday was, well, I don't have enough internet to be at work for a full day, but fuck it, we're gonna do it anyway. So I went down, checked on things, made sure nothing was on fire, and then came upstairs and spent the rest of the day unpacking. So we unpacked a bit about every box except for like 4 or 5 on Friday. Saturday, they connected the internet, and I let everybody here know that I was alive, and now we're here.
So who did you end up going with for your internet service? We've had some conversations.
I still need to, for pricing purposes,
Okay.
I think ultimately that's going to end up being our good friends at the as it were. So I'm gonna have to like sit down and go, hey, let me go call these people and remember to do that before the 12th.
Let me see if I got a referral code or something somewhere. Trying to get a free month.
That being said, I did also. There may be some knocking, and I might have to step away, which would be a good time for Kevin to talk if that happens. But I have had a very good stroke of fortune with running into tons of melanated people.
Good.
Complex. I met someone else moving here. The rep from AT&T that came here was one. The maintenance dude, who I have apparently hit it off with while they were here, like explaining some stuff and changing a light bulb, also got here. It's a good time. Can I explain to you? Today, humorous incident of the week was, well, a couple of them. All of them are based on people who don't quite know how to explain things to me. They were just like, hey, where's your fiber thing? It's a box. It's a white box. You should be able to see it somewhere. It should be about this big. And I'm like, all right. So I'm looking for the box, and I'm looking for the box, and I don't see it. I don't see it anywhere. Looked in the cabinet, looked in the closet. I looked behind my bedroom door there. It's like it should be in your bedroom. There's a panel there, but it's a circuit breaker. I was like, what on earth is happening here? So the tech comes by. There's like, hey, let's have a look at what's going on. And I'm just like, sure. And I explained to them what I had looked for, which were, there are a whole bunch of different things in the house, but they all look like Ethernet ports. I see this thing, but it looks like a circuit breaker. They're just like, let me check. And then they go into the bedroom closet and they're just like, oh, I found the thing. You used to see this. It's a nearly 2 foot tall, 1 foot wide panel built into my closet wall. And I'm just, because I spent a whole bunch of time being like, I need you to send a tech out here because I have no idea what I'm looking for. I have no idea. And no one was able to describe this. And so learning how to, I guess it's because I play a lot of D&D, learning how to like explain something to someone in a way that it's easy for them to take notes of or visualize so that they know it when they see it is a skill. But the good people came through. They were very helpful and they were very nice.
So wait, what was this panel again?
It was there was like a panel they had to like plug some stuff into or turn things on for the fiber internet up here.
Oh, okay.
So like they have like a whole like fiber internet cable box in my bedroom closet, but I didn't know that was the thing because I didn't know what to look for.
So do you have like Ethernet ports all over your apartment? Yeah, so I wish you had said something because like I have the same thing. Like it's in my, I call my server room at this point where my server is and actually where my networking is. Like it's a nice little cute, like I forgot what the fuck they call it, but yep, it's like everything just terminates into that little box. So shit goes down in his house, I go right into that closet. It is great. It's fucking great. It's hot in there like a server room would be if it didn't have any AC too.
So you got all of that going on here. And so that's cool. The people that I've run into since being here are cool, trying to figure out things is neat. And my cat. Y'all, she's doing a lot better these days, but the day that she moved up here, she screamed for a bit. And then she got real quiet, just stared at the road the entire time we were driving and didn't make a sound. And when I took her out of the carrier that I had her in, She got as low to the floor as possible and just did not move. Like she just climbed into the bathtub and just stayed there. It was just like, I don't know what's happening. Jesus, fix it.
The ground is not moving. The ground is not moving anymore. This is great.
Since then, she has found a little. There's for some reason there's like a little hollow spot in the kitchen counter, like under like one of the panels or whatever. Like there's a hole there, and it's big enough for her to climb into. So she's been using that as her hiding space, which made it really funny because I've been looking for. I know that you're hiding, which is fine, but I want to know where your hiding spot is. And I finally discovered it because she tried to climb out of it earlier today and then noticed I saw her and started complaining. So she's been in there all day. But she's doing okay. She's doing okay.
Can't say, how did you get here? Nobody's supposed to be here.
And I'm just like, sweetie, you're in my home. Hello.
Ruin says I've never had AT&T. Since I've had high-speed internet, I've been on like Time Warner, then Spectrum, and now I switched over to AT&T. I had Comcast for like 3 months when I was in Illinois, but yeah, I very rarely count that.
And of the services, which have you enjoyed the most?
AT&T because they have, like very cheap fiber. That's gigabit. Not like CenturyLink, who was trying to sell me fiber back when I was in a rural part of the state. And it's like, yeah, you can get fiber internet through us. It's like, well, how fast is it? Oh, it ain't fast. Like, then I don't want you, you idiots.
It's just like, it's not fast. Well, like, I'm literally getting this to be fast. What do you mean? So we got that, right? They're trying to sell me on phone service, but I'm like, I'm okay on phone service. I'm okay. For the time being, I'll ask Major about that one later. But yeah.
No, there's no phones here. I've not had a phone in the house for years.
Oh no, they're talking about cellular service.
Oh, that's or are you with AT&T or are you with?
I'm not. I'm with Metro PCS.
No, I mean for your internet.
Oh, for internet, I'm with AT&T.
Oh, well, I'm on Verizon, so.
Okay, well, there you go. But yeah, there's a bunch of other stuff there, like small stories, but most of the experience here has been pleasant. The move was safe. I did have help moving things. The unpacking was pretty cool. The complex is pretty neat. I'm enjoying my time here so far. I'm not enjoying these weather advisories, but
yeah.
We can talk about that later.
It's like every other day. It's starting to turn into Florida up here.
Climate change, y'all. Not real. Fictional. Made up. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass that ball to Kevin.
Hold on, we'll catch up with chat. The smart panel, basically the patch board for your house. I hate that every house I've been in, it's been in the master bedroom. Wife won't let me put servers in the closet. Only thing I like about Cox is that you are automatically upgraded to whatever the fast service for your tier. Yet Spectrum would not tell me when they upgraded things. It's like I'd have to call them, hey, I'm having something on my internet. Oh yeah, we upgraded to the fast. Would you like to do that? It's the same cost as the one you're currently paying for now. Yes, please. Do this automatically, please and thank you. Or no, it wasn't that they weren't upgrading me automatically. It's because I had bought my modem and wasn't renting from them. And they refused to upgrade if I bought my modem. So when I noticed the discrepancy, it was when my wife was pregnant and she was not working. So I was the only one bringing in money. And I was like, yeah, I can't afford to buy the new modem right now. So fine, put it with the bill, $7 a month. It's fine, whatever. Do what you need to do. I can't have my house slow to a crawl whenever I upload a YouTube video to where nothing else in the house works. I was like, yeah, fuck that. But yeah, back to that smart panel. I've had them in the two houses that we've had built. So the one in the rural area, that one they could not put, because they were going to put it in the master bedroom too. which would have been fine. But they couldn't put it in there for some reason, so they put it underneath my stairs on the first floor, which kind of sucked because there was no light. I had to put a lamp in there, and it was just a mess because my wife was also using it as a storage closet for fucking everything else. Like I had to put a lamp and a table in there. It was a nightmare. This one in this house, because of the fact that it's a ranch style house, all the living areas are downstairs. My stuff, like my studio space here and the office over there, all me. I control this whole space, which means that the smart panel is in my space where it should be, and nobody comes around and messes with it. And my wife every so often or there used to be on TikTok a trend where it would show like girlfriends going and disconnecting internet service on their boyfriends who don't stop playing video games. And I looked at her and said, I wish you would. Like, you realize in order to get to it, to stop me from playing the video game, you'd have to walk past me. Like, the door is like 6 feet away, like not even 6 feet away from me. Like, you don't realize I know what you were doing and would stop you before then, or be able to rectify the situation before it escalated. Please, I wish you would. Sabrina says, I've heard way too many horror stories about Cox. Merge. Oh, Cox is terrible if you need to contact them for any reason, but if the service is good and you don't need to change. Yeah, it's the same thing with AT&T. The one good thing I can say about Spectrum is the fact that or at least when I last used them, their tech support was US based. You're muted, Kev.
Yeah, they're in the Philippines. So yeah, that was when that one time when I had my internet was cut off for about like 3 days, and all because we could not get a tech to come out and actually fix the problem, and it took like 5 minutes. We were literally
who's based in the Philippines?
AT&T.
Oh, okay.
Their customer service is.
Oh, okay.
Because my mom would literally ask them, where are y'all from? And every time she would ask them, they would be from, they would be like Cebu or like Manila. They were like literally saying, we are from the Philippines. It's like, we are from the Philippines. And so I was like, where are y'all from? The Philippines? And I'm like, oh, makes sense. It's just like every time. And so when they're like, hey, when you're like live in a rural town in Georgia and your customer service lives in an entire different country and you're needing somebody to fix your internet now, it's kind of hard for them to be like, all right, let's send somebody tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, even though, which is funny, my cousin is our local tech. So my cousin's husband is our tech. And so every time he comes, my mom has an immediate argument with him as he's fixing it. How come I can't call you? How come I can't just call you? Well, mom, well, ma'am, you can't call me because of that. Because you right here. How can I? And so it's a back and forth they have every time the internet acts up. So yeah, that's always like a good 20-30 minutes of like entertainment right there.
Yeah, like Merch said, like AT&T for me is great unless I have to call customer service. So when I caused that CDN issue, yeah, I hated it because like having to argue with AT&T folks who are not based in the States, like I don't even know how I even got in contact with Google tech support, because if you were to go to them, there is no number listed. I can't remember how I got them on a phone. Oh, it's been a nightmare. But yeah, that's when I realized, oh, it's just it seems to be a CDN problem, especially when trying to convince somebody, dude, just give me another IP address. I bet you I know what the problem is. Like, no. Versus, will never forgive Spectrum for what they put my mom through and not use them ever. And look, I get that. That. It doesn't matter how good your customer support is. If you fuck around, you will find out.
Yep, exactly.
Well, Kev, how's your week been?
Week has been pretty good. It's been pretty good. So we are about like about a week anniversary with the new PC. We switched over to Garnet full time. I think Friday. That was after the podcast. We were still using Granite for the Tech Talk Thursday. So that was the last Tech Talk Thursday on Granite, and this is the first Tech Talk Thursday on Garnet. So we are fully fledged on Garnet now. We did. What's funny enough, we did like I was supposed to be doing like some stress tests, do some streams over the weekend, but I got a combination of tired and over it like Friday because I was completely utterly wiped out Friday, and so I just said, you know what? It was like I woke up sad boy hours on Saturday, and I was like, you know what? Bump it. We're gonna stream right now. So I basically streamed at like 7 in the morning, and just like turn everything on once I set up OBS and all that good stuff. I said, you know what? Fire stream up. We fired the stream up. We did Lost Ark. It looked amazing. We played what else did we play? We played Lost Ark. And what was that other game that we had played? Damn, I forgot. Oh, No Man's Sky. We played No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky looked amazing. Textures, everything was great. And I was like, cool. So I was like, well, I'm done with Lost Ark. And I went to uninstall Lost Ark and missed and uninstalled new No Man's Sky. And so now I got to reinstall that back. So yeah, I got to reinstall No Man's Sky back. Because I just need to start from scratch. And then we played Fall Guys on PC. We caught a dub, so that was awesome. Hand clap praise to the dub, and yeah, it was just a good experience. We played. So I've been like dabbling with Anode 1800. Oh, it looks amazing. It looks amazing. Like it looks amazing. So did Anode 1800. We did like I said, we did the test streams of like Fortnite and Apex. We did
how did the Apex streams go?
Apex was good. Apex was good until Major just ran off, because this is like the second time this happened, because Major's like, I know I'm gonna fuck up, something's gonna fuck up and happen. It's like Major has like awesome clairvoyance when it comes to like shit's gonna break, but doesn't understand the fact that. But then it basically like makes it happen. So it's not like it happens because it happens like, oh my god, we're gonna run into somebody. It's more or less like, as soon as we walk out this door, somebody's gonna shoot at us, and immediately it happens. To the point where I just start saying, man, just stop talking. Stop.
But it's a stream. It's a stream. I'm supposed to keep talking.
It's like literally like you. It's like we looked out. We were like,
use your powers for good. Use your powers for good.
Use your powers for good.
You're gonna walk out this door and win the game immediately. Say something like that.
Exactly.
And then just the game crashes.
So it's like we walked outside. I literally turned to my left. I'm watching my 6. I turned to 3 o'clock. I see 2 people pull up. I see a Wraith and a Bloodhound, and I'm like, well, we're cooked. I turned, and next thing you know, we were dead. Well,
I mean, it couldn't have been any better than the first drop we did, where we land, couldn't find a gun. This is all within 30 seconds. We land, couldn't find guns. Kevin gets shot half to death. I get punched to death, revived. Kev then gets punched to death, and then I get finished off again, all within 30 seconds.
All within 30 seconds. That was what you would call a very, very hot drop. It was a very hot
hottest of drops.
The hottest of drops. So, but yeah, we had did that. Fortnite. I feel like that Fortnite is really our game.
It did better in Fortnite, but the performance for Fortnite when trying to stream it for me was a little hokey. Yeah. At least just because I wasn't able to dial that in, and I don't know why. I'm not sure what happened recently.
Right.
But yeah, it's that thing of I'd never had real issues with Fortnite before. It was Apex I've always had issues with before upgrading hardware.
Yeah.
Now, Apex runs like a fucking dream. And it's like, I don't know. I love playing Apex now. It's like, this shit's just fucking smooth from beginning to end. I don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, man.
Like, Fortnite fucking crashed OBS a couple of times. Like, it was just a mess. But also, you know what? I don't think I can fully blame Fortnite. I think that some of it is still a Windows 11 jankiness.
Yeah.
It may be because I may need to update the system and need to reboot it because I've been hibernating it for so long. So, like, there could just be OS jank that was ruining Fortnite, but Apex has just been great. Like, I ran into an issue with American Truck Simulator earlier this week, which never really happened before. It kind of messed up OBS and my camera froze with it, but yeah, I'll get into that a little bit later. Continue.
Yeah, so I tried Raft. Oh, wonderful game. The ocean, the waves, everything was nice. So we tried Monster Hunter Rise. I did some Monster Hunter Rise streams. That was great. Like buttery smoothness. There's like a weird thing that, like, this is mostly because of Rise and not really because of the port. When it comes to like cutscenes often run at like a natural 30 instead of like, they run at like a natural 30. But the frames and textures look good. Like the textures and stuff look good. It just runs at a natural 30. But World would run at the frame rate that you set it at, because you'd be like, because when you do the whole, like, you know, getting the bunny dongo, as opposed to if you're eating at like Meowscular's cafe, Meowscular stuff would be great. You would see the high motion of the palicos cooking your food, and then Meowscular would just drop his little like dish on it and be like, like that kind of deal. So, but with the Bunny Dongo stuff, it runs at a natural 30. So it's like, it's not as, so even if you see the cutscenes after you eat and then before you get your perks and everything, it runs at a natural 30. But the textures look amazing. But that's the nature of a Switch port, because Rise is basically a Switch port with higher textures and frame rates. You know, it's a little weird that way. But yeah, it was good. It was good. It ran good. It looked nice. The felt good to get back into that good chase again. What else did we play? Switch game. Yeah, exactly, Ruin. Switch game. It's just a Switch game with better textures.
You should play Madden.
I mean, that's on the list.
You should play Madden.
That's on the list.
Playing a sports game at 60 FPS or 60 plus FPS.
That's on the list.
It's a game changer. It is a game changer.
That is a game changer. I haven't tried like the simulators yet. I haven't tried Power Wash yet, and I haven't tried Lawnmower yet. Because Lawnmower was giving me some trouble. Like, you know, I did not know Lawnmower Simulator was going to be that powerful a game. But yeah, I was like, I'm surprised. So we'll see how them Lawnmower streams gonna be looking like.
It's the way that Kevin is going through all of these earlier iterations of games.
Yeah,
like you go through early levels of Final Fantasy going. Now, when I started here, or the first time I came through here, it was a mess and everything was clapping me up. But now I got some levels and I got some upgraded armor and weapons. Let's see how this does. Look, I'm killing things in one hit now. What a shame. I hate y'all.
Speaking of Final Fantasy, I remember playing Final Fantasy 13 on PC when I first built a gaming PC. And comparing that to PS3 Final Fantasy 13, I was like, wait, you mean to tell me this game could run smoother than No. Is this what PC gaming is like?
Right. It's been it's been like experiences that I've had where it's like I'll be looking at game trailers or whatnot, and then something pops in my head and be like, I can play Intergrade.
Oh yeah.
It's like I can play Intergrade. It's like I can play Intergrade now.
Yep.
And then there's another thing I was like, I can play this
Kevin,
now. Like
Kevin's whole life is going to be like thinking about a game and then being like, hold up, and then like booting the game up.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's kind of my life.
yeah, because I was like, that was the biggest barrier of entry. Was like, well, I don't want to get PS5 to play Intergrade, play like Remake, but then I want to play Remake. But then it's like, I can play that now.
Yeah, like I played the original on the PS4. Now I'm like, oh, I could now play this on PC at 60 FPS. Unfortunately, actually, I need to go see if they fixed the textures on PC, because I know when they released Intergrade on PS5, I don't think they did. It's like, oh yeah, it'll play at 4K 60, but the textures still look like shit.
Right, imagine experiencing the honeybee in like 60 frames a second with like high to ultra frames and be like beautiful. Like I'm ready.
Yeah, my body is ready.
Yeah. So it's like you really start your possibilities start opening up, and you start thinking like, man, I could try that now. Like I can finally tap into them games where I had bought and they were good, but now they're great now. And I thought about Witcher, but then it'd be like I would literally just play Witcher for 5 minutes and then like uninstall it because I don't have time for that. I don't have time for Witcher anymore. And then it's like so then it's like, maybe do I do Red Dead? Because I'm probably gonna do another crack at Red Dead, but that's probably like I'm basically waiting until like my game schedule calms the hell down. Because there's so much like so much popping off in the indie scene that is like, dude, you're gonna be really busy in the next thing. And then like 2 Point Campus. Oh god, played 2 Point Hospital. 2 Point Hospital looked amazing. It's like I'm like, oh my god, it's playing all the wonderful little games. Played Good Company last night. That looked great. Oh man.
My favorite part of this is that Kevin is going to have the experience that most people have when they upgrade their gaming PCs and being like, I have finally upgraded my PC and now I can smoothly play a game. But the things that my heart loves are games from 2013, 2002.
Yeah.
And they're gonna cap at 30, but it's going to be a smooth 30.
It's literally gonna be the smoothest like Anno 1701 you'll ever see in your life. The like smoothest Anno 27. It was like 2070. Like I put in 2070 after the news of them like like shuttering the online services, and I'm thinking like, I don't need online for this. I play offline all the time anyway. Whatevs. As long as I can play offline, I'm good with that.
I think those devs are trying to save that game.
Yeah, they're actively. Yeah, Blue Byte is literally like, we really want to keep these kind of things going because we don't want these to die like at all. Mm-hmm.
So is that it?
Yep, that's it.
All right. Let's see here. For me, I'm surprised I made it back down from the mountain. Not because it was difficult, but because I did not want to leave. Yeah, so I finally got over the fact that the introvert in me was like, yeah, I don't really want to go anywhere. I want to stay home, and did go to the mountains and then realized, oh, wait, I actually like it up here. Once I drive past this one giant rebel flag, it's all great. Asheville is amazing, and I did not want to leave Asheville, but I had to because all of my work stuff was here. I came back, played some American. Yes, there is a giant rebel flag flying in Western North Carolina somewhere. I don't remember where. I just had to drive past it. Just all right, it's gone now. So your Asheville tweet was positive. I was like, no thanks. Wait, which one? The Asheville being the blueprint to Durham? Because it's that one wasn't necessarily positive. That was just more like just speaking on gentrification happening and how Asheville, like the way Asheville looks, it looks like how Durham is going to what it looks like what Durham is going to turn into. If they keep on with their gentrification in Durham, it was not a positive look for those of us those who look like us living in the area, who've been there for years, decades, who are being pushed out because the rent's getting too high and they're just clearing and cleaning stuff out for the non-melanated or the affluent among us.
Hugh Solange.
But yeah, it was the downtown Asheville that kind of screamed that. Like the surrounding parts of Asheville were fine though. Like it was just suburbs and suburbs and suburbs and stuff. It's like where I live is like kind of like the neighborhood where I live in the shops that are close to me. Except when I go outside there, I can see fucking mountains. And that's what I want to see. I just want to go outside, open the doors, like, mountains.
See,
because they're cutting out all the trees near me, so.
Yeah. See, that's what I like. You'd be like, oh, hello, mountains. And be like, oh, I'm getting the mail. Mountains.
Exactly.
I'm mowing my lawn. Mountains. I'm grilling some hot dogs. Mountain. I want that.
So yeah, like Asheville in general, it was a good trip, and I wouldn't mind moving there if the opportunity arose. But yeah, looking at downtown Asheville, it was definitely like, yeah, this is definitely the gentrification blueprint. Like if you've ever seen Portlandia, it screams of Portland, Oregon, the way Portlandia portrays it, which I feel like is the ultimate blueprint for a lot of downtown urban areas in the country. But yeah, it's you got to be careful out there. When I came back home though, I decided we had brunch with the rest of the family for this random day that we all had off on Monday.
Just a day off.
Yeah, just a day off.
Not a biggie.
Nothing really happened. Some people were so appreciative of this day off that they shot fireworks. It's crazy. Never seen so many people passionate about having a day off from work. So went to brunch, came back. I did some light cleaning, and it was light because now my room is dirty again. But I played some American Truck Simulator, which I did not realize like a long trip is a long trip, especially when you are fucking hungry. And there's no real way to get food unless you order it, and you don't want to be in the middle of a truck drive when food shows up. So it's like, let me finish driving the truck so I can order the food and I'll know that I'll be available to pick it up. So yeah, realizing driving from like Olympia, Washington to somewhere in New Mexico, even in a video game, can take fucking forever. Also, I can't seem to not run into other vehicles. That just seems like that's just always going to happen now. Let's see. This week also, we have some new hardware that is in the house. I am excited. The DAS is here. The direct allocated storage is now in the building. Got some more got a bigger hard drive. 12 terabytes is now in the building, so we're getting ready to set that up. And I'm gonna slowly build out the DAS as time goes on. So that's happening. But we play some Apex. Do want to remind folks that hey, there is an Apex tournament that's Thank you, Ruin. Thank you. Do want to remind people that, hey, actually, I think the event kicked off tonight. There is an Apex tournament going on in Raleigh, North Carolina at the PNC Arena. And if you are in the area and would like to go this weekend, you can purchase tickets in the panel below. There's a button you can click, choose your tickets, $35 for standard and $50 for the week for the premium. So yeah, saying all of that, I am and will be playing Apex for the rest of the week, which means there's a special Friday stream where I'm playing some Apex, and I might play some on Saturday as well, depending on when I get back from Paw Patrol or if I don't get a haircut, which seems more likely because I didn't realize it is Thursday and any Saturday cuts spots may already be taken. But yeah, that's what's been going on for me this week. And boy, this week there's been a lot of things that have been happening. A lot. More walkouts. We've had some goodness and some fundraising efforts with GDQ, but also some shadiness happening. Now, I don't know about all of the tea, but I know about the one that they choose to report on because reasons. And also some tech things going on, but I will want to start off with this one coming out of China, which is a black screen. Sorry. If I can find, where did my monitor go? Or did I remove? Oh no, I just turned it off. There it is. And that's not the right monitor. Every time. So first start off in the tech news this week. Government developer leaves database credentials on an old blog post, potentially causing the largest data hack in history. The personal details of 1 billion Chinese nationals, allegedly from Shanghai National Police Database, went on sale for 10 Bitcoin last week.
Well, damn.
The files were allegedly retrieved from the Shanghai National Police Archive and as well as containing the personal information of 1 billion residents, also contains several billion individual case files.
You know,
Imagine.
I feel
Just
like,
imagine.
first thing, it went on sale for 10 Bitcoin, and I think that's hilarious. But also, there's something about this that smacks of on purpose. Because you mean to tell me that this person left something on quote unquote an old blog post and it's been there for that long and didn't nobody touch it until that developer did whatever they did? For what reason? I want to know what they did to this developer.
Ooh, horrible, horrible things.
Also, 10
Terrible.
Bitcoin is only $200,000 at the moment.
That's cheap.
Yeah, given what it could have been.
That could have been a smooth at least 10 million. And that probably would have been cheapest, and that would have been too cheap. $1 billion.
So this is where they got where they said it originated. Zhao followed up detailing that the source of the hack could have come from a government developer writing on a tech blog and accidentally revealing the credentials of the database in published lines of code back in 2020. Following this leak, another posting supposedly by a policeman in China on breach forums promised further police database dumps, quote, inspired by the recent Shanghai event, unquote, with an initial 2016 database posted as a, quote, meeting gift. So the first one was accident because they did not sanitize their code. The second one was like, hey, we see you out there. Want some more? I got you.
Chalk it to the game. Oh.
And that's a good question. It's almost like, is it breaking and entering if your door is unlocked?
Is it B? Is it B and E if they left the key under the mat? Is it B and E is if the code for the alarm system is the address number?
So yeah, I would call it a breach, but not a hack.
Nah, yeah, it's a smooth breach. Not a hack. People always like I've hacked into the system. It's like no, it's like Avengers. It's like I hacked into the system. No, you guessed the login.
I have hacked into the system. You mean you walked up to the desk when someone stepped away for a coffee when they didn't have their lock screen up?
Yep. You just double clicked. Like you guessed the right code. There was no hacking. There was no brute force. I'm like, you made a lucky guess.
Yeah, so for the 1 billion Chinese folks out there, please be careful.
Two-factor.
Yeah. Get some credit monitoring if that's a thing that they do in China. I don't know.
Change your passwords.
Is credit scores a thing? I guess identity theft protection. I guess that's a thing, right?
Oh, but so. I mean, probably. I mean, we say with China is just, everybody is under the mindset of we have no problems because the state says we have no problems. Nobody. We still have things. We still have access. We still have our own
it wasn't
stuff.
a question of access, but like I switched from identity theft protection to identity theft protection from credit monitoring, because I think credit, in the way we think of it, is a wholly U.S. thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think the Chinese have credit scores.
No.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, please let me know in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter, whatever, if the Chinese have credit scores. But I could have sworn that, like the FICO shit, that was wholly American.
Yeah, that's
because capitalism will capitalize whenever a capital can.
We don't know. We the only one that charges the fee and then the tax. We don't charge it together. Everybody charges it together. It's like the price you pay is everything, tax included, and you just pay that. Nah, pay the thing then the tax.
President Biden to award Steve Jobs with posthumous. Thank you. Medal of Freedom. Thought they ran on a social credit system based on their whole life. Oh, honestly, that could definitely be it. I have no clue. I have no insight into the financial system that is China.
Yeah.
They gonna need some though. Fuck yeah. So yes, President Biden to award Steve Jobs with a posthumous Medal of Freedom. I believe that was supposed to be today. Yes, it was today. The award will be posthumously presented to Jobs next week, or today, July 7th. The announcement for President Biden explains Steve Jobs was the co-founder, chief executive, and chair of Apple Incorporated, CEO of Pixar, and held a leading role at the Walt Disney Company. His vision, imagination, and creativity led to the inventions that have and continue to change the way the world communicates, as well as transforming the computer, music, film, and wireless industries.
every single one of those categories should have at least 3 black people who got awarded that first.
And also
You could have
Wise
given that
needs,
to, like, give that to Betty White or something. Give that to
yeah.
Lucille Ball if you had to do that. Steve Jobs.
Give it to Wise. Give it to Wise. Wise would have made the trip. He'd have been there for it.
Also, while we're here, allow me to make this service announcement from your local sponsors. Audio warning from Major and for Kevin.
I invite you to consider doing your job as a president relating to the whole nation literally being on fire. Maybe you could check some of this rampant gun violence, for instance.
You know, I'm trying to figure out how this is remotely helpful, why this was useful. Like, there's this like long list of things to do before you get to posthumous, like posthumously awarding Steve Jobs the Medal of Freedom of all things. Like, I just, it's what's the phrase that the kids are using? It's not giving.
Yep.
What it's supposed to give here from the other side of a White House desk.
Speaking of giving, he also owes me $600. That $1,400 shit, that ain't never sit right with me. Joe, you owe me $600.
Well, okay, so before we go way into burning into Steve Jobs, he wasn't the only one who was getting one.
Right.
Simone Biles was on the list to receive one today. Sister Simone Campbell, member of Sisters for Social Service and former executive director of Network. Julieta Garcia, or Dr. Julieta Garcia, former president of the University of Texas at Brownsville. Dr. Garcia was the first Hispanic woman to serve as a college president and dedicated her career to serving students from the Southwest border region. Gabrielle Giffords.
Gabby.
Youngest woman ever elected to Arizona State Senate, serving first in the Arizona legislature and later in U.S. Congress, a survivor of gun violence.
Oh, yeah, Gabby.
I feel some kind of way about the thing with Megan Rapinoe and Simone Biles, considering that there is like a whole athlete stranded in a completely different country writing letters to this man. Major has this look on their face like, what?
No, I'm like trying to figure out what could they do that wouldn't potentially cause world war.
Well, here's the thing. In any of those cases, it would be kind of neat, cool, interesting, and so on to be working on. I guess here's the thing, right? It's one of those, in a normal time, in normal circumstances, this would be like, hey, this is really neat. But when you have like a string of events, like the ones that we're in, happening nationally, and then people are just like, yo, Presidente, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and step in and do like the executive stuff that you should be doing with this. And then he goes, here's a list of people I want to award a medal. People are just like, hey, this is, myself included, obviously. Or just like, okay, like some of this is neat or whatever, but, I can't help but looking at these things and thinking, is this really the best use of your time?
I mean, a lot of this, a lot of the things that are being said, especially in regards to this, like, is this the best use of time? It smacks of, hey, Obama, like, look, I understand this is great and all, but what about us, black people? What about that? And it's like, it to me, and like, for me, I have almost little to no hands in most of these fights other than, hey, I live in America and shit's bad. But it's a thing of looking at it objectively, say, Okay, just like you, just like me, we can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time.
That part.
It's not to say that he isn't doing things while also rewarding people for doing actual positive things within within our country. Like, while we can sit there and say that, hey, Brittany Griner is stuck in Russia. While we can sit there and say there are fucking white supremacists running rampant with guns all over the country. We can also look at this list of people, you know, whether or not you want to include Steve Jobs on that list, or or Megan Rapinoe or whatever. Like, there are so many people on this list who are doing great things within the country. I understand shit is bad, but let's celebrate some good folks here.
So my thoughts on that are, the difference there would be, you make a really excellent point, but the difference is, I believe that you can actually walk and chew gum at the same time.
Again, that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's what he's doing. Just because he's giving an award.
Oh no, the point that I'm making is that that's something I believe that you could do specifically. There's a layer of sarcasm here for obvious reason, right? You know, I would like to believe that my government officials could walk and chew gum at the same time, but some days.
But the thing is, it's a thing of it's what you see as opposed to what you don't see. Like, if we were able to get access to the classified presidential schedule, who was he meeting with? Who was he meeting with before he gave the medals out? Who was he meeting with after? Who was he on phone calls with? Where is his email correspondence? You know, all of that stuff. It's like, if somebody saw me buying a new video game, but all of a sudden, out of the blue, my son randomly said, while I was in GameStop, I'm hungry. To where he's like, oh, so you be in here buying a video game, but your son is hungry. You could take him to the McDonald's down the street, but you in here buying a video game. I was like, well, one, he just told me he was hungry. I am now aware that he's hungry. We will fix this. I'm only in here briefly to buy him a video game, and then we can go to McDonald's. Like, that's what I'm getting at.
I'm aware, I think, would be the simplest way to say that.
Also, before going any further, hi, Webtechie. I hope it's at Mac Studio, and please take it easy, rest up. COVID is no joke. I feel like that's my new catchphrase every time I hear somebody catching COVID. Which, again, yeah, that really, it's when, not if comment that they were making. Oh, not the Mac Studio. Oh, well, yeah. Let me know. Like, get some rest, but let me know. I'd love to chop it up. We can figure it out. So I can be jealous. So I can be jealous. Okay, I'm jealous, but not as much. Because yeah, that would have definitely been the streaming PC. Fuck that. No. Because I'd still be in the same problem. But yeah, if I was looking for a streaming PC, yep, I was looking at either between the Nook or a Mac. But yeah, if you have a link for that, yeah, I would love to see that. But yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, looking at this list and looking at who they're celebrating, it's good to see that, hey, there are actually good people in this country who are doing good things that briefly take my mind off of the shitstorm that is this country. Now, again, whether Steve Jobs should be included as opposed to, you know, any, like, name an engineer from Apple. I mean,
if we're talking about this for a second, hey, here's the thing. You know, it went from the article being like, hey, Steve Jobs gets an award for this, and it's just like, what, to being like, well, actually, here's like a list of like the 13 other people or so alongside them who are also getting awards, and I'm like, okay, in the context of there being a longer list of people and seeing the people who are on it, at least I feel better about that part.
Okay. And that's it. So, okay, now that we're on the same page here, because I feel the same way, but given the source of the article, which is a Apple blog, an Apple news blog, yeah, of course they would not. I mean, it would have been nice if they listed yes, he is being awarded it with, Simone Biles and Megan Rapinoe, but that's not what they did. So yeah, initially reading this myself, I thought it was just Steve Jobs until I noticed that, hey, you can find the full list. It's like, oh, wait, no, there are definitely more people here. And now Steve Jobs being amongst this list doesn't sting as much, because my whole thing with Steve Jobs getting it is like, there are engineers who he probably broke down so much for his level of perfection that may have deserved this more than him for their damn it, what is it? For their contributions, as opposed to the fact that, oh, he just ran the company that made the products. Like, he's not, like, I would never, like, if Satoru Iwata won it, I could see it, because Satoru Iwata actually built the shit too. He, as CEO of Nintendo, said, all right, look, what game's delayed? All right, let me pull up my sleeves, hand me a computer, let's go. I didn't see Steve Jobs doing that. I didn't hear Steve Jobs doing that at all. Like, from all the reporting, from all the stories, Steve Jobs was always the salesman, while Woz was the engineer.
Yep.
Everybody else was the engineer. He was a showman. He was the salesman for it.
Mm-hmm. That part.
It's a thing of, like, if the White House wanted to do anything,
power of excellent marketing.
If the White House wanted to do something to celebrate Apple's achievements, how about forgive the student debts of all those Apple engineers who probably spent like tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars in, student loans to get the computer science, the engineering job. No, I'm going to finish. Thank you.
No, we have to bring it back to the positive of the 17 people who are getting this reward and contributing so much to the country. And
again,
now we are that.
Again, this was when there was only Steve Jobs listed. But yes, the tone has changed when I noticed it was a bigger list. So, like, yay, Simone Biles. Megan Rapinoe, because yeah, I smoke weed too, but I get to keep my Olympic spot while was it Richardson?
Yeah.
Oh
Shakari.
no.
Kara, yeah.
Oh no, there was some weed in my pee. Oh, you can't run. Sorry.
Okay. So
meanwhile, Sakara's still breaking records.
I love how Major starts off arguing with me and all of these things over the last like 3 episodes. We'll start arguing about stuff about wait. I kind of agree, actually, now that I think about it.
Look, there are clues that I missed. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Like, we covered this.
You know something? It's fine. You're here now. We get to, we can just enjoy a beverage.
It was only because I clicked that link. See, I didn't know. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Although I will say, to the credit of that article, just to be fair to everyone here, to that article, they put that in sentence number 2, so I can't even be upset with them.
Wait, in sentence number 2?
In that article, in the 9 to 5 Mac article, they put it right up there.
Shit, I missed that part.
And
I didn't notice it until just now.
And I'm just like, you know what? All right.
Actually, it is the second. I even missed the period. I thought that was still one sentence thing. All right, cool. Just keep on moving. Yeah. Don't mind me over here. Do not mind the man behind the curtain.
We're not even here.
They left the chat and installed the app. Just how I felt with Destiny 2 last week. Just leave the game and uninstall it. But quietly, when I came back Monday, I reinstalled Destiny 2. Don't watch me. Watch TV. Apple announces new lockdown mode on iOS 16 with extreme levels of security. Extreme.
I was like, what are we, a drink commercial in the 90s? What's happening?
Apple says lockdown mode is enabled in the third beta versions of iOS 16, iPadOS 16, and macOS Ventura released today. And the feature will be available to all users when the software updates are released later this year. While the feature is aimed at users who are targets of cyber attacks, it will appear that it can be enabled by any user. Oh, really? Lockdown mode is turned off by default and can be enabled in the privacy and security section of the settings or system settings app. After being turned on, lockdown mode can be turned off at any time in the same section of the settings app. Enabling or disabling lockdown mode requires restarting the device and entering the device's passcode. When enabled, Apple says lockdown mode provides an extreme level of security by strictly limiting or disabling the functionality of features, apps, and websites. At launch, lockdown mode will include the following protections. In the Messages app, most message attachment types other than images are blocked, and some features like link previews are unavailable. Incoming FaceTime calls from people you have not previously called or blocked. Incoming invitations for other Apple services from people you have not previously invited are also blocked. Some complex web technologies and browser features, including just-in-time JavaScript compilation, are disabled unless the user excludes a trusted site from lockdown mode. This protection applies to Safari and all other web browsers using WebKit across the iPhone, iPad, and Mac. Shared albums will be removed from the Photos app, and new shared album invitations will be blocked. When a device is locked, wired connections with other devices' accessories are blocked. Configuration profiles cannot be installed, and the device cannot enroll into mobile device management while lockdown mode is on. Apple said it will continue to add new protections to lockdown mode over time. Apple has added a new category to its security bounty program to reward researchers who find lockdown mode bypasses and help improve its protections, with bounties to be doubled for qualifying findings in lockdown mode up to a maximum of $2 million. So they say, all right, one, you can sit there and nuke any connections to any other devices if you feel like you are being threatened by a domestic abuser. Two, if you really feel like this motherfucker is coming at you from all angles, you can lock your shit down forever.
On the one hand, the sarcastic version of myself wants to go, wouldn't airplane mode suffice? But on the other hand, on a very real note, I think it's just one of those, let's just like give you a shortcut to disable a bunch of functions you would have to go to a whole bunch of individual settings for, and that part's cool.
I would say airplane mode would suffice if you were just trying to cut the things on your device from accessing the internet. This is saying like, hey, you can still use your phone, but a lot of things that would have activated without you knowing, like the Pegasus shit, can't actually jump off.
I mean, that's the part that I was just like, part of me wants to just go, wouldn't airplane mode do this? But it seems like for a handful of like deeper settings that you wouldn't necessarily know where they are or how to get to all of them. And it just does it all at once for you. And that part is cool.
Right. But also while just keeping you online still.
Or at least letting you be able to call me or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I guess that means, does that mean that the era of saying, oh no, I was hacked is over? Honestly, probably not. But
no, because again, it still will require people to know that this setting existed.
Oh no, I'm talking about the people who do terrible things and then just go, I was hacked. That's not me.
Oh no, I had lockdown mode on. Just couldn't have been me. But yeah, I think this is I think, again, before anybody finds out, oh no, this is terrible, civil liberties, like I legitimately cannot see a bad thing with this. So I feel like this is the second feature that Apple announced. I was like, this seems good. I waited and nobody has said anything that woman was, damn it, I backed the wrong horse again. But yeah, this seems like this is another step in the right direction, especially if you feel like, there are people encroaching upon you via your phone. Right. Just saying like, yeah, just fucking leave me alone.
Mm-hmm.
In more Apple news, Digital Markets Act passes and could force Apple to allow competing app stores and more. Europe's Digital Markets Act has been approved by the EU Parliament, opening the door to Apple being required to allow competing iOS app stores. This will also pertain to Google, even though Google already does allow for this. But in more news, the EU has more acts. They have more acts. They have the Digital Services Act as well. The general ethos of these new acts, or the new acts DSA and DMA, is what is illegal offline should be illegal online. It plans to do this by setting clear obligations for digital service providers and large online platforms that act as quote-unquote gatekeepers. That latter one covers a lot of the big social media and search platforms, so it's going to make for some interesting times ahead when they are forced to allow third parties to interoperate with their own services, exchanging messages across apps, for instance. The DSA, or the Digital Services Act, four main obligations are new measures to counter illegal content online and obligations for platforms to react quickly, strengthened traceability and checks on traders in online marketplaces to ensure products and services are safe, increased transparency and accountability of platforms, and bans on misleading practices and certain types of targeted advertising. The Digital Markets Act is more focused on these so-called gatekeepers and attempts to break up some of the anti-competitive practice that have been common. When they allow third party to interoperate with their own services and allow business users to access the data they generate. Gatekeepers can no longer rank their own service or products more favorably self-preferencing than other third parties on their platforms. Prevent users from easily uninstalling any preloaded software or apps or using third-party applications in app stores. If I want to uninstall that Verizon bloat, I'm going to install on that Verizon bloat. Honestly, that should just be an option when I boot up my phone. Say, no, I want this unlocked version to where I can get my fucking apps the way I want to, and I get my updates the way I want to. Ready, Set, Data coming in with that rate of 5.
Hey.
Also process uses personal data for targeted advertising unless consent is explicitly granted. So I have to opt in every time to have my data collected. Not opt out, and I don't want to have to jump through hoops to do that. Opt the fuck in. I do not understand for the life of me, because this is the EU. And because a lot of this is still software based, it's a thing of because like even with the GDPR, all this can be handled in software. So it's like Apple, Google, all of them will be like, all right, we'll just create a version of our operating system that works in Europe, but we still gonna collect the fuck out of your data in the US. Trust and believe that, homeboy.
That's so extra.
Ready Set Data have to rate and run, but have an awesome stream. Thank you, Ready Set Data. Really do appreciate it. Thank you again for that raid. But yeah, I mean, that's what it is, though. Like, it would be nice if Congress, if they're not gonna, pass effective gun legislation, if they're not gonna do anything to codify the rights of bodily autonomy, climate change, student debt forgiveness. The most you could at least secure our data. Just do that.
And any of those things.
I
Any of
mean,
them.
just do that. Like, look, do you want me? I can buy data and tell you what you got going on in Congress. Congress, do you want me to do that? I mean, I might got some dollars to spread.
John Oliver did it.
I mean, he said he did it.
Oh, he did it.
I want to think. I want to believe he did too. Lee Markham and Ready Set Data. Thank you for the follow.
Thank you. Whether he did it or not should really scare some people.
Yeah, it's the thought that it can be done, and we
showed
don't know
how
if
he did it.
Yeah, and it's like Schrodinger's cat. It's like either inside this envelope is nothing or your data, but right now it's both at the same time.
It's both. Exactly. The fact that he could is really
enough.
Scare you.
Yeah, it's enough.
It scares me. I'm in tech. It scares me.
I've seen the amount of data. I've seen the amount of data I give out, and only just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think Facebook will fucking show that shit to you. Like, just, yo, dog, here it is. Or like when I went to Google because I was working on my mail server like late last night, and I remembered going to a website. I forgot what the website. I went to the website, forgot what the website was, closed the tab, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot what the website was. I need to go back. Was able to go back to Google to see like my activity. Not only does it show my searches, it showed what I did within Google. Like whatever Google service I interacted with, it showed what I did.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I was listening to YouTube Music, and it was telling me at what time the next song had played. Yep. Like from YouTube Music, like what the fuck, bruh?
Like the way Google will be like, "Yo, how were your trips to these places here?" And then it was like, because I remember I was visiting family. This was years ago. I was visiting family. And they were staying at like Holiday Inn. They were staying at the local Holiday Inn, and we were just like visiting, kicking around the room, chit chatting, play with the babies, whatever. And so the next day, I get an email talking about how would you like to rate your trip at the Holiday Inn? If I was married, right, and my significant other had seen that, I would have been in so much trouble being like, oh, my man's at the No-Tell Motel Holiday Inn. I had with another lady. That's what I'm saying. The literal, like me, Google finna get me in trouble with a significant other that I don't have. And I'm like, oh, that could be a problem. Because you could just be like, innocent trip. You could have went to the No-Tell Motel for No-Tell Motel reasons, but then Google is like blowing up your spot.
I mean, sometimes I do appreciate that because it does that for me because it sends like notifications through Google Maps for me on my phone, and I appreciate that sometimes because like especially if I went to a couple of restaurants while I was in Asheville. Right. And like a few days later, it sends me notifications. Hey, how was Tupelo Honey? I was like, oh shit, actually Tupelo Honey was really fucking good. By the way, yes, I did give the restaurant 5 stars. Tupelo Honey in Asheville, downtown Asheville, really fucking good. If you are in Asheville, go to Tupelo Honey. But yeah, it gets really complicated. What got me though, and this isn't a Google thing. And honestly, it's a thing of where Apple is trying to let you know, hey, you have this thing tracking your location in the background. So seeing a whole bunch of dots leading from Raleigh to Asheville, where we're saying Dark Sky was using your location to track you across North Carolina, is this okay? I was like, you know what? This is actually a pretty good thing here. Thank you for letting me know. But yes, because Dark Sky is the weather app I use. And I would like for it to know. That way I know when the fuck is going to rain, wherever the fuck I'm at whatever time it wants to tell me. But But the other one, and one I forgot because now I use AirTags, is Tile. I have the Tile app installed on my phone because I have a Tile keychain as well that I put my keys in, but it's since been broken, and I've like, you know what, fuck it. Also, Tile is just on some weird fuck shit now. So I forgot to turn off the location services for Tile, or even just uninstall the app. To where it also told me, yeah, the Tile app has been tracking you from Raleigh to Asheville. And I'm like, okay, Dark Sky is one thing, Tile, not so much. And the funny thing is, like, Tile is like, oh, wait, you turned off always on for location, but how can we tell you where your keys are if you turn, no, that's not good, my guy. You need to turn that back on. I'm like, no. And it will just like keep reminding you like every day or so, like, hey, you should probably turn it on. Like, no, I'm okay. I'm good. This Google is not going to tell on you as long as you don't share a screenshot of your ads or email. Like I said, that Google timeline helped me track where I got a ticket when I took a trip across a couple different states. Done. Dark Sky's great. Yes, Dark Sky is great. Yeah, so I mean, there are, and again, so this isn't a thing of, man, apps tracking me all the time, like every time, all the time, whatever, is bad. No, there are good reasons for it. And like, I even look at it from like a criminal justice standpoint of, if somebody comes after me, I know that there are apps, specifically location apps, that have been tracking my location. Towards I can prove to you within a shadow of a doubt, within like 2 meters, I was nowhere where you said I was. But other things like what websites I visit, what searches I do, what apps I'm using, how long I'm using the apps, without asking me to do that, that's no. At least with the Google Maps, with Apple stuff, and that's why I'm glad to use an iPhone. Like for everything that wants to collect it, especially location data, it asks you first.
Right.
I like look, shh, don't stop. You're making it hot. You are making it hot. Had Google turn itself into a recruitment tool after I'm assuming I was searching for things they were interested. Yeah, it's a weird thing. That's why like I turn off personalized ads. I like at home I use a pie hole. If I have to get on public Wi-Fi using VPNs and stuff like that, even though VPNs necessarily won't stop them collecting traffic data, especially if I'm logged in and I have cookies installed. But at least like there are still some levels of protection. But again, I feel like for a lot of the data collection that is out there, all of it should be opt-in. But yeah, I mean, data collection can be useful, but yeah. Most of it's not, at least not useful to you. And speaking of things that are not useful to you, apps and advertisers are coming for your lock screen, and it's going to be exhausting. Oof. There is a company that is hoping to turn your phone into a fucking Kindle.
No thanks.
I would like you to explain what you mean by this.
There is a company called, where is it? Glance. It's a company called Glance that is wanting to put, or that I think, well, they're wanting to do it, and I think mobile carriers are wanting, at least U.S. mobile carriers are wanting to pay them to do it. They are wanting to put ads on your lock screen.
I don't like that. No, sir, I don't like it.
TechCrunch reports that Glance, a lock screen content company, which apparently is a thing, is already in talks with U.S. carriers and plans to launch on some Android phones in the U.S. in the next 2 months.
Peter Thiel is a investor in this company.
Of course he is.
And that's all I need to know. Throw it in the trash. Right in the trash. Like, and when I say throw it in the trash, I don't even mean left click and drag. I mean right click and drag so that it also perma deletes when it gets there.
Oh, is that what that does?
Yeah, like you have like an optional drag there where instead of it just going into recycling, it just auto deletes.
I had no idea. I learned something today. Let's see. If you've never seen a glance running device before, one way to imagine the app is sort of like a Snapchat and Discover feed on your phone's lock screen. The company serves up a rotating set of news headlines, videos, quizzes, games, and photos that appear every time your phone screen turns on. Glance calls these content cards glances naturally and says that users consume these glances 65 times a day on average.
So y'all know how when you log into Snapchat and you get the things that say, do you want to see more pimple popper content, or do you want to feel like, have them tell you some story about how a person decided to like pursue bodybuilding or what have you at the age of 15 for whatever reason? We want you to just have more of that, but on your lock screen. The answer's no.
And instead of, installing yours yourself, it'll be pre-installed, with that bloatware that we were talking about, Europe possibly having you get rid of. And of course, sorry.
Go ahead. My homies, hey, Peter Thiel.
Yeah, let's get into that part. And of course, it's filled with ads. Glance is a subsidiary of Inmobi Group, an Indian ad tech company. It has partnerships with a number of manufacturers, including Samsung and Xiaomi. And the company says that its software is built into more than 400 million phones around Asia. Google is an investor in the company, and so is Peter Thiel. Look, now I am not one to sell an iPhone. And sure, we can sit there and look at the fact that, yes, the iPhones get features, a year, 2, 3, 5, 10 years after a Google phone does, or an Android phone does. But the one thing a fucking iPhone doesn't get that Android phones do is fucking bloat and fucking adware shit. Every iPhone that comes out of every box from every carrier, even unlocked iPhones, have the same shit on it. And the fact that...
Pixel.
Huh?
Unless you buy Pixel.
Well, that's a Pixel from Google Fi. And even then... Or... Actually, because we went through Straight Talk. So you bought an unlocked Pixel.
Yeah.
So that's excluded. Unlocked devices are excluded.
Yes.
The Google Fi Pixel had the Google Fi app installed.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Google Pixel you buy from Verizon will have Verizon shit on it. The thing with iOS 2, and I'm pretty sure. Well, damn. I'm curious because I don't think my Samsung device had visible software on it when I bought it. I don't think it's unlocked. I don't think I have an unlocked visible smartphone. Which is visible is a subsidiary of Verizon, and I did not see. I don't think I have any visible. It had any visible bloatware on it. But yeah, this is coming to a US Android phone near you very, very soon. Then says, plus with all the eye tracking on phone, so they know to keep showing it to you unless you actually see. Ooh, that's scummy. I don't think they've gotten that far, but I would not doubt them going that far. iPhones are safe as long as the leadership is strong. Let those services profits dip and see how far they'll go to keep shareholders happy. I think they'll make the price of a phone go up before they'll do that. Like the profits have to dip at some point. There are only so many people. I feel like prices would go up before it would get to that point for Apple. And then also they just sold you a M2 MacBook Pro for what reason? So
we're still on the article. Are we still on the article about glance and whatnot?
yes.
Okay. Putting on my somewhat serious hat for a second, my biggest concern about that is, as it is, people already have a hard enough time because of the way that things have been built, and we can go back as far as Farmville and probably even further when it comes to like devices, things you can do on mobile and just carry it with you in terms of getting people to do things that are habit forming in terms of checking the phone in first thing in the morning to find out what's going on Twitter, what's happening on the news, what's happening with the weather, what's happening with your email and all this other stuff. And it's things like this that have me very much in the mode of, y'all really did just throw ethics entirely out of the window.
They did that.
Well, I mean, obviously, right? But I mean, talking about this for a moment, I mean, obviously, this isn't an isolated thing, and I feel like everybody here kind of understands that, and everybody watching this kind of understands that. But there's something to be said about how this feels just like, even in an environment where we know that half the time ethics are thrown out the window when it comes to ads and stuff, we can just look at this platform for that. This feels especially gross.
Yeah.
For me, to just be like, you really want me to have this thing designed. You want to design this thing in such a way that whenever I happen to be on the lock screen, it is just feeding me information about stuff. And there's never a point where I can just be like, this device or these things are things that I don't want, or I don't necessarily want to see these things right now. And it's going to have you either be like, I'm going to have to give up devices entirely, or like the necessary evil of this is going to be me trying to mute it, or a whole bunch of people trying to mod and hack the phone so that they don't have to deal with them. It's gross. I hate it.
Like, I'm trying to see how they're going to implement it. And I think that's I feel like that's going to be the most important part of this when it starts rolling, if and when it starts rolling out, right? Because like, it's not that Glance doesn't exist. You can install Glance right now. It's an app. From what I said, it is an app that you can install on an Android phone. Actually, hold on. Let's see here. Play.google.com. Yeah. Or is this it? This is Glance wallpaper. Maybe it's not. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely ain't it, but this is a wallpaper app. So I don't know. Now I am kind of concerned because of the fact that if it's not an app that I can install, but it's running on phones in Asia, then how are they putting them on the phones unless you can? Yeah, okay, I don't like this at all. Because I thought it was at least an app that I could install to get that information if I wanted to have it. But if it's like, if I can't download it in the Play Store, which is not to say that it isn't an app that's available, because, you know, a lot of these countries may not have access to the Play Store. A lot of these mobile manufacturers don't have access to the Play Store. It could be living somewhere else. Like, maybe it's on the fucking Samsung, like the Google's, the Galaxy Store. I've seen, like, the Epic launcher is in the Galaxy Store. I have Fortnite installed on my S22 Plus. Let's see here. Let's see. It all depends on the leader. If the next person isn't as strong as Jobs or Cook, no guarantees. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe we'll get those ag blocked glasses for real before this hit all phones. Yeah, just capitalism is just gross. And I think, yeah, I've seen some posts where, yeah, we're past capitalism at this point. And speaking of capitalism and disgusting people doing disgusting things at places where they shouldn't be, former Apple lawyer Gene Levoff, I don't know, pleads guilty to insider trading. Now, I only share this because Levoff also served on Apple's disclosure committee from September 2008 to July 2018. In this position, he was supposed to be responsible for ensuring that other Apple employees were compliant with Apple's insider trading policies, including enforcement of blackout periods around the time of Apple's earnings reports.
Well, you know something, for fairness, they probably did.
Yeah, all but one. This one guy just kept slipping through his fingers.
Somehow, like, you know, how does this happen? This is very much a case of, but who watches the Watchmen? Y'all listen. That job is a probably really good paying job. The way that between greed and just generally being a shitty human got y'all fumbling, stumbling, and fucking up the bag at every turn. How? How? It's something like, it blows my mind. You literally don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. Like, you probably already have like more stock than we're going to see. Money, hands in the pot all over the place, and all this other stuff. And you just decided to fuck it up for what? To just try to get a bit more than you were going to have anyway?
Or maybe not so much a bit more, but lose a lot less. Because I would imagine like insider trading is like, sure, we could get rich, but what if we just didn't lose the money we got? Because saying instead he allegedly secured profits for himself worth approximately $227,000 and avoided losses of around $377,000.
So
it's like, oh no, bad thing.
So the loss that we were looking at here was $100,000.
$150,000.
Is the price of the legal proceeding you're about to go through worth saving that money? Because, I mean, it's not just money we're losing now. Now you're dealing with time.
Look, it's only illegal once you get caught.
Listen, if some of y'all are going to be bad at something, then at least be good at it.
I mean, he was doing it for 5 years.
I want to know how he slipped up. I want to know.
Through his illegal insider trading in 2015 to 2016, the complaint alleged that Levoff profited and avoided losses of approximately $382,000. Quote, for example, in July 2015, Levoff received material non-public financial data that showed Apple would miss analysts' third quarter estimates for iPhone unit sales between July 17th and the public release of Apple's quarterly earnings information on July 21st. Levoff sold approximately $10 million of Apple stock, virtually all of his Apple holdings, from his personal brokerage accounts. Apple stock dropped more than 4% when it publicly disclosed its quarterly financial data. Apple issued the following statement per Bloomberg's.
Wait a minute. You said they got a... Hold on. What happened here? Okay, sorry, I was like reading the dates and stuff and being like, someone filed a complaint about this more than once.
Apple issued the following statement per Bloomberg's Mark Gurman. After being contacted by authorities last summer, we conducted a thorough investigation with the help of outside legal experts, which resulted in termination. Dunn says probably got a lot of stock grants at least. Quote, virtually all. That's a good way to get caught. So somebody like noticed like, oh, he just dumped a whole bunch of money. Oh, great. My camera feed is freezing again. That's fun.
What you thinking about, Major?
I would like to know. Now I'm starting to think that Skype is fucking broken. Like, it won't let me do anything. So, I mean, I'm going to blame Ruin anyway. All right,
Wasn't me.
Yep, so we lost Skype for a second. Give me a second. Move that over here. Let's see here. What else is happening? In crypto news, even with the power of 25 RTX 3080 GPUs, this Ethereum mining ASIC will soon be useless.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to think Skype is just broken. It's just broken now. Thank you, Windows 11, for, just fucking this up for me. Bitmain has released its Antminer E9 Ethereum miner, which delivers performance that utterly destroys any GPU setup in terms of efficiency. Bitmain claims a single Antminer E9 can deliver the performance of up to 25 GeForce RTX 3080s. If I take the RTX 3060 Ti as another example, the number rises to around 40. All right, good. So Skype came back up, but for everybody but me. Let's see here. So the E9 is clearly more efficient at mining when it comes to performance and power efficiency, but the key price, I think it's supposed to be key piece, but the key piece of the puzzle is the price. At the end of writing, at the time of writing, it had yet to be revealed. It's the price that will determine the success or failure of the unit, even if it's well priced. But even if it's well priced, it's basically dead on arrival. PC Gamer says they believe that the late release of Bitmain's attempt to recoup, they believe that the late release is Bitmain's attempt to recoup some of the costs of what will soon be a useless equipment, not dissimilar to the way GPU miners are increasingly selling off cards in bulk. So this is kind of a two-pronged approach here for gamers. Like, one, we're already seeing that graphics card prices are dropping considerably to even below MSRP. But when it comes to more cards, it would probably be more beneficial for people to buy an ASIC. But it's a three-pronged approach here. By the time this gets launched, people can buy even these ASICs. It will be very, very difficult for people to mine Ethereum anyway. Especially as we come up close to the merge.
Indeed.
Yeah, I've had an issue with Skype. I'm having an issue with Skype. Please,
I'm
again,
double.
do not pay attention to the man behind the curtain, please. Thank you. So, while I try to solve this issue, what do y'all think about this? Like, what do y'all think now about, again, like with the whole crypto crash that's happened recently, the general availability of PC hardware now from, like, I mean, at least graphics cards. Still not like we can get a PS5 anytime soon. But
For me,
there's a better
reaction. My reaction to that in a whole is as follows.
Now remember, you have to emote with your voice.
That's it. That's my whole reaction to that.
I think Sim was going for yeah. But yeah, I am in the when it came to the scalpers, when it came to the scalpers and the miners who are like general fire sale. I was like, I thought of the old childhood adage of ha ha hoo hoo sticky head doo doo, but that was my first initial feeling, because the bottom was going to fall out, and the bottom was coming. The bottom was going to fall out eventually. We had seen this in 2018. And so when you add that and the whole like NFTs and blockchain shenanigans, which we from time to time have considered NFTs to be a scam and have been proven otherwise, that Web3 and blockchain is just not the thing, that it's not giving what you think it's supposed to give, And so for it to go belly up and bottom, belly up and bottoms down, I think it really truly comes to show you that, we go through these, there's ebb and flows, people lose money, but again, the ones that did not lose all their shirts are always the rich and powerful that can lose their shirts, or survive, weather the downturns, because it was just another healthy excursion for their money. They made a few points and they got their money out before the bottom falls. It's the day traders that really lost their shirts. They major back, yeah, major. So, yeah, my thoughts is neener to the scalpers and miners, neener to Nvidia and AMD, who profited on this, who made upwards of $15 billion, and now are gonna have to be dealing with some paper launches for the next 4000 series and 7000 series, neener. Because now people are going to be like, great, now you're gonna run out of stock, and to the point where it was like they bought chips and they were like, we really can't use all them chips. No, you bought them chips because of miners, and you thought you were gonna make a whole bunch of cards sales, so you bought more chips than you needed. Now you're stuck with a whole bunch of chips and you're trying to figure out what you're gonna do with them chips. So you're gonna have to honor them purchases. Hope you we have your credit card number. We will be making the purchase. There will be no refunds. Thank you. Upwards to the point where they were like, well, we need to put these chips on something. Put it on 1630. And I'm like, we'll put it on a card, and we'll call it the 1630. And which funny, because it's doing worse performance than the 1050 Ti, but I ain't gonna hold it on that. So I don't know. So yeah, car prices are coming back, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, like $799 for an RTX 3080 that I can buy right the fuck now.
And it's
This makes me happy. This makes me happy.
This makes me happy. And it's in stock.
That's what I'm saying. Like I can buy it right now.
You can buy it right now.
Right now.
You don't have to jump on Fat Kid deals to find it. You ain't got to like, you ain't got to like go to StockX and hope for the best. You know, roll the dice. You can get it for less or close to MSRP today. You know. So that's
a 3060. Great. So, yeah. A 3060, 452. I'm not sure what the MSRP for a 3060 is, but
all around about $399, $399.
Okay, so then that's not bad then.
It's not bad. When you come with board partners, that's when it's like, board partners are always like, you know, $60, $70, $80 markup, you know. Because, which again, still affordable, but my God, like literally seeing like 3070 is the car that I was going to buy that I don't have to buy anymore. That, you know, for going down to like $599 and like, you know, $599 upwards of like almost $500. I was like, seeing one was like $500. Seeing one was like $599. I'm saying like, this joint was like almost $1,000 2 months ago. For a 3070.
Okay, so apparently the 3080 actually retails for, or the MSRP for 3080 is $699.
It's not bad.
But yeah, so you're still getting $800. You're still having to pay $800 for this GeForce RTX 3080 Ventus.
Yeah. I mean, $100 more of MSRP. As opposed to, it's what, 1,200?
Yeah, I mean, sure, the prices, they go down, but they are still a little inflated.
Yeah, it's still a little inflated, because it's like,
for some reason, I thought the 3080s were more than $699.
Right. I mean, it's not the fire sale that we have been like believe of like they're giving it's like crazy Eddies.
But the thing is,
practically giving them away.
But I know that an RTX 3080 Ti retails for $1,100.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much I bought mine. Mm-hmm. 800 was the FE MSRP. Okay, so why is this site telling me $699? Because I thought it was 800. Like I know I wasn't like losing my mind. It was 700 for the FE?
And got stupid hat, yeah.
Yeah, so 3080 Ti is $1,199. Yep. All right. Ruin is right. Yeah, it's 700. And this is the 10 gigabyte one.
When they came out, remember when they came out with them 3080 12 gigs?
No, actually, I stopped paying attention after I got the TI. It's like, I don't care anymore. I got mine.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, they made 38. Yeah, they made 3080 Ti's, not 38. No, they made 38 12 gig 3080s without the Ti's.
And I was sitting there thinking, dumb.
It was dumb because it's like
dumb.
Yeah, it seems dumb because it's like you might as well just get a Ti.
So okay, so then let's put it so while there's still inflated prices for the 3080, you can save on 3080 Ti's.
Yeah,
because the MSRP for a Found Decision card, the one that I have, is $1,200. But you can get this Gigabyte Eagle for $11.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, the 3070. Where? I hate that when I click it, it fucking moves. Where the fuck did it go? I just saw it, and now, like, because the damn thing moved. Okay, there it is. 3070. Let's come over here. Let's put the 3070 on the screen. $499 for a 3070 Founders. Whew. So it seems the higher you go, the less inflated the price is. But yeah, it seems like you're in for a bargain if you pick up the 3080 Ti.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the initial thing is like, look, they're available. The cards are actually available now.
Right.
And if you wait a little bit longer, the prices may go down as more and more become available. But by that time, too, the 40 series will be out.
Yeah, the 40 series is out. Yeah, because I think the closer we get to the 40 series being a thing, you know, whatever card, that's when we're gonna start getting like those like A is gonna be like the 30s are gonna be on the used markets, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and then whatever new stock is out there, it's gonna start coming down in price to probably MSRP below MSRP because they probably below MSRP because they don't want to do like you don't want to be like Nintendo being like, oh, you can buy the first game for $60 and then the second game for $60.
If there's money to be had, though.
Yeah.
Because again, Nintendo will do it. Who's say Nvidia wouldn't?
Yeah, true. I mean, again, that $15 billion in selling directly to miners off the pallet. That was wild to me. I'm like the way Nvidia handled and AMD handled this. Some people ain't never gonna see heaven.
I feel at a certain point,
heaven is alluded to you.
I feel at a certain point we're gonna have to do a speed round at this moment.
Lightning round.
Yeah, it's gonna have. I just now realized we got a shit ton to go through, and it's 10:30. The Missing Crypto
lightning round.
The Missing Cryptoqueen makes FBI's 10 most wanted list. Again, if we have to remind you, crypto's bad. Hello.
Crypto's bad, baby.
And this predates any of the modern stuff that we're seeing now too.
Like
we
knew crypto was bad in 2018. We knew it was bad when we had all that BitConnect, all that stuff. We knew it was bad.
This is back in This started back in 2014 as an MLM.
Yeah. It just flipped. It's just changed. The scams have evolved. But yes, terrible.
Like it's like one of those. This is like not even related to blockchain, but it's also being like, girl, what even is this?
Girl, what is you doing?
This is like Amway but evil.
Well, and more cryptocurrency news. Meta's digital currency or cryptocurrency digital wallet Novi is no more. You can buy insurance for your Instagram account. Take that for whatever you will.
I mean, that's for some. I mean, some creators will be like, yeah, I'm gonna need that. Yeah, this account could be worth thousands of dollars.
I need y'all to read this or like read the words of this article because oh my god.
For content creators, the fear of getting hacked and losing access to your account is a real concern. Well, Israeli startup Notch has a solution for that with its Instagram insurance policies, according to TechCrunch. With policies starting at $8 a month, Notch will provide Instagram account insurance for creators. For those with insurance, if your account is hacked and you lose access, Notch will pay you a stipend and help regain control of your account.
Hold on for a moment. You're reading Notch. Where is this?
The name of the company, the Israeli startup?
Oh no, I was talking about this thing with Meta and Novi that I
No,
wanted you to read.
I'd passed that. I turned on lightning round. We can go back. We can go
Okay,
back.
I'm going to only step it back to say this one thing. Novi was part of Meta's ambitious plans to invest in cryptocurrencies. It was launched in October 2021 as a standalone app and then integrated into WhatsApp a few months later. However, it was never launched in countries other than the US and Guatemala.
Mm-hmm.
And it tells you what cryptocurrency was based on. But then it says the Facebook owner had been suffering from regulatory scrutiny, which likely led the company to abandon the project.
Oh no.
First thing, the Facebook owner. Are you talking about Mark Zuckerberg? Who are we talking about here? Who is this mysterious Facebook owner? I'm guessing it's Mark Zuckerberg.
Meta?
I think you mean Zuckerberger. Yeah.
I mean Meta?
But also, suffering from regulatory scrutiny, do we want to... We didn't want to allow... Oh, okay, you know what? You're right. I'm going to go into the kitchen and get me some water. Please continue forward with the lightning round. But this, once again...
I mean, it's probably... The information is probably in the Bloomberg article as to what the regulatory scrutiny was.
Like, it's just... Like, I'm just, due to the fact that I have a warrant for my arrest, I am unable to continue investing at this time. Thank you. And you know what?
Yeah, here it is. When he testified before Congress in 2019, Zuckerberg tried to lay to rest any concerns that his company would support launching Diem, then called Libra, without regulatory approval.
So what happened there, Mark?
Meta's ambition for Diem and association it was a part of to bring cheap and fast payments via crypto to the world have been scaled back over the past few years amid okay, never mind. Even this article from Bloomberg says regulatory scrutiny.
What is it with rich people who can clearly afford to just have someone just go look at this and be like, hey, just check this and make sure it's legit? And just being like, I don't know about that. There's something about regulations and some of these people that just seems to be like extreme allergic reactions. Does anybody know what's going on there?
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they want to be able to do things without people telling them, hey, this ain't cool.
It's that part. It's that whole like, you're telling me no.
Wait, you're telling me that I have to obey rules even though I have money.
Right.
Something's not mathing about this.
But
I don't know.
But then once you're pulled in front of Congress, and then you got like the gentleman from Louisiana shouting at you as if like, I don't understand Facebook and I don't understand my phone and blah blah blah. It's all fun and games until you brought in Congress. And every time they bring them in front of Congress, you see exactly how absolutely bad they are at talking to people. Absolutely terrible.
Wait, which they?
All of them.
Still a very broad talk. All of who?
Sundar, Mark.
Thank you.
Tim.
I was wondering if we were talking about the tech companies or Congress, because both are equally bad at talking to people.
No, I'm talking about the
CEO
of tech companies.
Okay, again, understand that part, but I am saying that both groups of people are bad at talking to other people.
Of course. But
that's why I was asking which one.
But in the context of what I'm talking about is like the tech bros, the CEOs of tech bros.
Major, I'm going to have to call you out on that one because absolutely not. We know that the government agencies have absolutely no problem with talking to people because of how well these dog whistles are working, and I am going to mind my business after that.
Good point.
Right, but when it comes to like messaging like being like you've done a bad, you've come to Congress, but you don't have it down. This ain't like people getting like this ain't like somebody getting like cleaned up by like Katie Porter or like or Booker or whatever else. This is literally like somebody whose whole thing is tech, and they cannot explain it to someone who is not, who basically to explain it to a senator and not look bad in the process. You know what I'm saying?
But my question, not in defense of the
thing, dude.
My question, but see, my thought with that is not in defense of the tech CEOs, but about how term limits are not a thing. Is it really their fault that they can't do it, or is it our fault that we have not put in term limits where senior citizens are the people we're answering to?
That part.
I'm pretty sure Mark Zuckerberg, Sundar, Tim Apple, whoever was like, look, can I talk to your great grandson?
You get respect points for that, Major. You get respect points for that.
I know what show.
Always gonna be.
I know what show I'm on.
Yeah, thank you.
But again, it's like those guys will be like, can I talk to your great grandson? Like I don't think that they have an issue. It's more or less like, how do I explain it? Like you're 5, but you're talking to the lead engineer who has never had to do that. So like I can't fault Mark Zuckerberg for not being able to explain it, because he probably can, just not to fucking people who should be, in a home somewhere.
I will always blame Mark for this, because again, you are the leader of the ship. You have the information. You have the knowledge of creating meta and all this other things. You should be like, got it down.
But again,
everybody,
he does. It's not to say he doesn't have it. It's the thing of, again, that's like saying that I'm at fault for not being able to explain how to program my parents' VCR because they don't understand what buttons do. It's like, no, you just don't understand what the buttons do. I'm just going to come over and do what I need to do. That's like saying I'm at fault because of the fact, it's like saying that the AT&T guy's at fault because Sin doesn't know what he needs to plug in to that smart panel. You can't fault the person who knows when the person he's talking to just has no idea. That's like blaming my wife for not accurately explaining what her job is as a social worker. I don't know. I don't care, and probably will never care. And will probably be bad at her job if I had to fill in for her one day. Even if she tried to explain to me what it is that she does. Like I cannot blame them for that when talking to Congress, because we keep sending people up who are 5 times our age almost.
Right. And that's also a thing. We have we need particular term limits so that we don't have, the elderly judging for the younger and the next making decisions for generations that they will never see.
No.
That is a definite number 2. And number 2, you have to have, and you cannot make decisions that that are going to put you in hot water. When you have to listen to your engineers, you have to listen to your engineers, you have to listen to your support staff, you have to listen to your peeps who are literally telling you, Mark, you can't do it, man. This is going to be bad optics. And as soon as you do something bad and you get hauled in front of Congress, and they're making memes about how you look like Lord from TNG, and now you're looking like Lord's cousin from TNG, and now you're gonna have to explain why you did that thing in front of Congress when you could have just listened to your support staff and said, "Don't do it, Mark. I know you're a genius. Don't do it, Mark."
Yeah, if there is a way for a company to make money, if there is a way for a company to make money, ain't nobody telling him not to do it.
So that's how you get pulled to Congress.
So
and
again,
that's what happens.
So again,
So
like even at that point, even at that point, I still can't blame the CEO. It was a whole fucking company. It was a whole C-suite.
Right. So if nobody is going to tell Mark no, who's going to look bad?
The whole C-suite.
The whole C. See, if Mark says, if the C-suite's saying no, and Mark is saying yes, who's going to Congress? The C-suite?
Again, my argument is, I still can't fault Mark for not being able to communicate shit to old people. I can't,
and that's fine. And that's
because again, it's the argument. It's the argument Dunce is making in chat, where Twisted Sister did a better job than these tech CEOs. Twisted Sister is fucking old as shit. Of course, Twisted Sister would make a better fucking argument because there's an old person talking to an old person.
Right. Like, well, yeah, like I said, yeah.
Again, Mark talking to Congress is like if I was sitting there trying to explain to my grandmother how to fucking put a VPN on their router to secure their whole home from being it was like 30 years ago.
Well, like I said,
I realized that after I said it.
My whole business, my whole thing is talking to old people about technology. And so I look into myself and I say, okay, let me take my tech hat off and let me put on my, nice young man hat on, respectful young man hat on, and I explain it in a way that they feel like, oh, I see it now, I get it, I understand it.
That's not going to happen in tech. That's just never going to happen. Again,
guess what?
But it's not. Again, it's a thing of okay, we
know
know these.
Congress.
But again, that then falls on us that they do not understand, because again, it's saying that we all can recognize good from bad, but I feel like we need more competent people who understand why it's bad, as opposed to when you get there and all they want to do is person complain about a thing.
And you have and like I say, we are at 100% agreement on this, Major. We're 100% agreement on it. But
hold on for a moment. I would like to introduce everybody to this part of our podcast where we argue while agreeing on a subject.
Right, that part. Like again, Major. I agree with you that the fact that we need to have younger representation that understands that. Also, I am of the mindset of Mark's gonna have to look bad because if you made that decision, you should go up to Congress, and now you got to explain to an old person how your whole system works. That's you. That's a you thing. And I will never, ever, I will never sympathize with a billionaire on anything. Now we could go around the horn about this. That's the hill I die on. And I'm telling you right now, you make a decision, you go to Congress. Now you got to explain to the gentleman from Michigan who's 80 how your whole system your whole system architecture works, and he just started using an iPhone 2 years ago. So yeah, that's your part. That's the part of the monkey's paw that you made. You get all this wealth, but you got to go to Congress. You made a good decision. You made a couple $1 billion, but now you got to go to Congress and explain yourself to old people. That's your bag. That's the curl finger on the monkey's paw. Exactly. And that's how I'm finished with that. I'm just
going to walk up and say blockchain. Just keep saying it over and over like I'm pleading the fifth.
Blockchain, Web3. Decentralized.
Oh no, we can't do no this. No, this needs to be regular. Wait, but you're a Republican. No, start breaking them.
It's right.
You start breaking the fuck out of them, dude.
Big government. No.
Yeah. So things that we weren't supposed to stop on here. Yes, content creators can now buy insurance for their Instagram accounts through Notch. Google location history will soon auto delete visits to abortion clinics. So, hey, that thing where we're talking about location data tracking wherever you're going, hey, it might just conveniently delete if you just were to happen to go to a specific location and, oh no, they were just traveling for hours.
They just happened. They just stopped. They just stopped and stretched their legs for a couple hours, and then they just kept moving. You know.
And last but not least, as this is tying us to the game section, purchased Studio Canal films will be removed from PlayStation Store in Austria and Germany. And this isn't we will remove it from purchase. This is we're removing it from your fucking console. Mm-hmm. As of August 31st, 2022, due to our evolving licensing agreement with content providers, you will no longer be able to view your previously purchased Studio Canal content, and it will be removed from your video library. There is no implications. Customers will be refunded.
See, that's why I like physical discs.
That includes the likes of John Wick, the Saw films, The Hunger Games, The American Gods TV show, and the absolute classic Cockneys vs. Zombies.
Wow. John Wick? Wow.
Like movies that people fucking bought. You know they bought.
Yeah, you know they bought John Wick. I'm like, John Wick? Ooh. Hunger Games? Ooh.
So
I'm ruin. That's a lot of good stuff there. I'm like, yo.
Yeah. American Gods.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, again, this is not removing it so you can't purchase it. This is like you bought this shit.
Mm-hmm. It's gone.
And you are going to lose it. And there is no indication that you're about to get your money back.
Like Mr. Nancy. Snatch, another one gone.
So yeah, while I'm all for all digital future, this is some of that fuck shit.
Buy discs. Buy Blu-ray discs.
People are about to Google recording off of PlayStation. Look, all right. Not for nefarious purposes, but if you would like to capture content from your PlayStation 4, oh wait. Oh yeah. Oh, I got you. It's not an involved process, but it's going to be a little bit more involved than I initially thought. But I got you though.
Yes.
I got you.
Buy discs.
Look, if you already own it, I'm gonna say, look, I'm gonna teach you how to be a streamer real quick. And if you're already a streamer who's about to lose it, I got you, dog. Just hit me up. Hit me up. Mm-hmm. I won't put it here. Just hit me up though. I'm not the podcast that will sell you a VPN and then tell you to download a fucking browser extension that tracks your shopping habits so you can save a little bit of money. In gaming news, a new version of speaking of fucking digital media, a new version of DRM software Denuvo is coming to squat on your games. They're putting DRM on your DLC.
Throw it away.
So, have fun with that.
Mm-hmm.
Overwatch 2 removed hostile architecture from new map at a fan's request. Surprisingly, even in Asheville, these type of benches exist. So, for those who do not know, there is a type of There's a type of bench that a lot of cities are implementing in their metropolitan areas that are just like planks of wood or like metal, and they have like little armrests that just come through to make individual seats, like this picture here.
There is a really good video that Extra Credits does about hostile.
That's what it was. Yeah, hostile architecture.
Yeah.
It's literally right here. Normally like cities implement benches like this that make individual seats, but what its actual purpose is supposed to do, well, one, they'll tell you that they do that to deter skateboarders from grinding on the benches, but no, it's to keep homeless people from sleeping on the benches.
Right. So they'll put like weird bike racks and like seats that only allow you to like lean upon them for wait for the bus, not like sleep upon them. If you've ever gone, say you ever gone to like Walmart, right? And you walk out of your car and there's like loud blasting 80s, top 40 80s music playing, that's hostile architecture. Because what's that?
Wow.
Yeah, because what that does is if you're sleeping outside, all that music is just being played and blasting when you're trying to sleep. So all you're hearing is like this loud music. Because I've noticed that too. Because like you go out and you're like, girl, it's the one and a half. I'm like, why am I hearing Cyndi Lauper as soon as I get out of the car?
So that's not what I was saying wow to. I was saying wow to dunce. We have a church with a bench in front of it. They put a statue of Jesus sleeping on the bench. I can't drive past it without dying of irony.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Have you seen the harm we do to pigeons with the spikes? What if we could do that to people?
Same thing goes with, why there's like you see like outside of McDonald's and there's like a giant Ronald McDonald sitting on a bench.
I'm just gonna lay on his lap.
That's why too.
I'm just gonna lay on his lap. Hey, Daddy.
Moving
on.
Yeah. Yeah.
UK competition watchdog to investigate Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard.
Get 'em.
Now, the UK isn't the EU, so I don't have much faith in this. Also, I hope everybody in the UK is doing all right. Some political things that are happening right now. Kind of good.
It's a wild 48 hours.
Yeah, it's kind of good, but again, it's that thing of like things are up in the air.
Woo.
But yeah. And more ABK news. Another walkout is being planned after recent attacks on the civil liberties of our employees. Now, this one isn't in a direct response to what ABK did, almost like a direct response of what ABK isn't doing.
Mm-hmm.
This has been more inspired by the recent Supreme Court decisions about bodily autonomy, and they were hoping that ABK will actually support those who need those health services that are now being threatened under laws within certain countries. Of course, in California, that's not a thing that they have to worry about as much, but ABK does have offices all over the country. And in those other states, those other locations, they may not have the same level of access to healthcare. So the ABK employees are planning to walk out to protest better health conditions for those who need it, given the recent Supreme Court decisions. Also, like I've been pointing out on Discord and on Twitter, there are other companies who have been coming forward, who have been outright supporting their employees trying to get that healthcare, helping to cover the costs that they would incur trying to get it if they live in locations that make it illegal or very, very difficult to get it. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, all these cookie things. Sega will match employee like Sega. Sega will match employed donations to accredited nonprofit organizations supporting reproductive rights. Quote, "We stand for equality and believe in the ability to make choices about one's body is a human right." So again, yeah, I know there have been some people who've been saying that this seems like a PR stunt, but or like the companies coming out and saying these things seem like a PR stunt. But yeah, I'm kind of not in agreement with that.
Okay, so I'm of two minds about it for a couple of reasons that are obvious and not. But I mean, honestly speaking, right? Even if it is, like, let's take this to like the most extreme of conclusions. Let's say that this is a massive PR stunt or whatever. If that is the case, we're probably going to find out in pretty short order. But even if it were, as a PR stunt, literally saying, right, that you are outright going to commit a crime is kind of like not a PR move to me,
Yeah.
right? If you're going to go for a stunt, the last stunt that you should go for is, hey, different states that have state laws, we have literally put ourselves out here on Maine that we are going to spend considerable amounts of money to violate the laws of your state for the sake of our employees. That's
And that's what I was
there are
saying.
lots
Like,
of things. There are lots of things that are PR moves. Black History Month, like shenanigans for the most part. Pride Month
pride, yeah,
shenanigans for sure, right? Maybe Disability Pride Month, which is this month, by the way, right? Maybe those things, but literally being like, there was a ruling that said this is illegal, or rather, not that it's illegal. To
it's
be
just not
clear, because
protected.
there's a lot of miscommunication around that. The Supreme Court said basically we are, instead of y'all asking us about whether this is legal, you should be asking your state where you live. And companies that are based in whatever state have said, if you live in a state that just told you this is illegal, we're going to pay for you to leave. Like, yep, we're just leaving. Because, like, the other thing too is if the companies are going to do that, now they have to, one, they're out here on Maine with that whole statement, but two, now they have to figure out the legal possible ramifications of having to go, how are we going to prevent people from being able to pursue and or retaliate against our employees who decide to take us up on that offer for gender affirming care, among other things. Just like, this is a whole thing. That's a like no one does all of that for PR. No one.
Yeah.
Not, and definitely not the amount of companies that are doing it.
And like they like some of the companies have put money, like they said, like I forgot what company it was. It could have even been Red Hat for all I know. Talking about $10,000, up to $10,000 to do this.
So there is, right, obviously in the current political climate, plenty of room and damn good reason for having a heavy amount of cynicism for things that corporations do and things that we expect our government officials to do. But I might have to say we need to be a little bit better with our discretion when it comes to where we apply the cynicism and think things through a little bit more.
And more reproductive rights support news. HIO is offering a worthy of better, stronger together bundle, which aims to raise $150,000 for reproductive rights. $10 will get you 169 games. This was too good of a story to not put to be put in deals. This is fucking news. Summer Games Done Quick raises more than $3 million for charity. But of course, the story that people are talking about, out in public and not through, certain threads on Twitter. GDQ speedrunner banned after admitting his run was faked. Listen, do you know anything about this other controversy that was running rampant this past week? Hello? Sin.
Yes.
I asked, did you know anything about the other issue? There was was there something else that had happened at SDGQ or SGDQ? I think like people were getting bumped or something.
Okay, so I don't know what the name of the speedrunner is, but the information that I am aware of is that for some reason due to time, a black speedrunner got bumped off the list of possible speed runs. And in addition to that, and I can't remember what the context or what the reasons are, but the other part of that is when a time slot, they were put in a really a number of a black speedrunner was put in a really awkward time slot, bumped out of the time slot, and when they had a time slot that they could reinsert them to, they opted not to. In addition to apparently some people being upset and harassing another black speedrunner about apparently the way that they were doing this run, so they got punished, and then someone openly admitted to using like a glitch to cheat through like the game that they were playing, and no one said anything about it. There were just like a number of things where it's kind of like, dear speedrunning community, stop being shitty to your black players. But you know, I'm trying to figure out what's worse: the fact that we feel like this comes with the territory, but we still need to feel the need to call you out on it. It's kind of like, y'all, when you tell us not to make games political, it's kind of like we would just like to be able to play the games in the first place. Let me see if I can find my notes actually on that, because I do have some, because a bunch of people were talking about it.
So while he does that, I'm going to continue pushing through here. Ubisoft to pull online from older games, which also takes away your DLC. Again, about this digital future that we are heading towards. Remember how I was talking about, the Xbox Series S may not be the one you want?
Yep.
Low storage, and then this shit? This shit?
And it was one of the games that I just installed. Like, I tried 2070. I ain't played 2070 in a minute.
Yeah, that's
First game on the list.
That's what made me think about that.
First game on the list. In
deals this week, Games with Gold will stop including Xbox 360 games. Oh wait, no, we're still in news. Sorry. Games with Gold will stop including Xbox 360 games in October. See, old school games, you can still buy them, but you just won't get them for free anymore. I mean, besides, there's plenty. There's plenty at this point.
Oh yeah, and they're super cheap. They're like, sometimes you can get them for like $3-4, like crazy cheap. So,
and
even in some phone game.
And ding dong, the witch is dead. Finally, the Quest 2 will no longer require a Facebook account to log in from next month. Of course, you now have to create a Meta account, but the thing is, I wonder if there's going to be a way to... Okay, there we go. Yeah, so in August, Meta will begin rolling out Meta accounts, which can be used to set up Meta headsets. You'll still be able to link your Facebook account to your Meta account to message and call Facebook friends from inside VR, but this is no longer required. If your Facebook is currently linked to your Quest, you can choose to unlink it when you set up your Meta account.
I think that was the best thing. Like, instead of having like Facebook part of it and people may not have Facebook, at least now they'll be like, oh, we can just set up this whole brand new thing, even though it is technically still Facebook, but not really.
But what it will do, I mean, the thing is it'll allow people to create accounts to use their headset, and like, especially like for people like me who may be trying to really plan moves to leave Facebook. Right. It's now a thing I can do. It's now a thing I can reasonably do. Right. Like, so I can sit there and make Facebook so many excuses of like, well, I run a Facebook page, or, I do still talk to people on Facebook. It's like, no, at this point, like, the Majors House page is going to be gone. There are people who access or who manage the Facebook page for Extra Life, Raleigh Durham. Anybody I'm talking to on Facebook Messenger, they can find me on Discord or Twitter at this point. I said Discord or Twitter, right? Yes. Okay. Yeah, they can find me there. I'm checking out of Facebook now. Now that the only thing that's keeping me there is my Oculus Rift or my Oculus Quest. Yeah. But I mean, they can merge. So I mean, I can sit there and separate it, but again, yeah, on the back end, who knows? But at that point too, look, as long as I can sit there and just deactivate Facebook and just not have to use it ever again, that's fine. Or if they want to keep a light profile, because I will still use Instagram, it's whatever. But yeah,
right.
I'm
barrier
okay.
of entry is not a Facebook account.
Yeah,
directly Facebook account.
Moving on to Twitch news. For 2 weeks in a row, for 2 shows in a row, Twitch has actually put out some good stuff. Twitch, mind you, not the netizens of Twitch. Twitch is making some major changes to its tagging system, allowing streamers to more accurately define their content. The changes were revealed in a new Twitch patch note stream that detail forthcoming features. The tag system will soon be updated so that streamers can create custom tags. What's more, the maximum limit will increase from 5 to 10. At present, streamers can only select 5 from a preset list of tags that were introduced last year. The change will allow streamers to be more specific with their use of tags. An automated moderation system will be implemented to prevent tag abuse, as well as layers to identify and report users using abusive tags. Another new feature coming soon is Guest Star, which will allow streamers to host up to 5 other streamers on their channel. Guest Star is a tool that makes it easy, safe, and fun for creators to bring guests, whether it's other creators or viewers, on stream. This will be ideal for co-streams, podcasts and talk shows on the platform.
That's interesting.
Within the Guest Star presentation, another feature was spotted: shareable ban list. As streaming reporter Zach Busey noted, or Busey, I can't remember how you pronounce his last name. The shared ban feature will allow streamers to share their ban lists with others. This is a major step towards protecting marginalized streamers on Twitch, as they can share knowledge of abusive and or bot accounts. However, it's unclear if this feature exists outside of Guest Star or how the ban information will be shared. Lastly, Twitch is introduced.
This is the thing that I love to see, because I know people who are doing that already, but by a lot more
It's like 2
complicated
clicks.
means.
Like 2 clicks and it's already shared. Lastly, Twitch is introducing Channel Switcher, which will allow viewers to easily cycle between streams. This was teased last week to mixed reactions. So I guess that was the thing we were looking at with the auto playing video. Yeah, they did. But it's a thing too, like, I wonder what they're
about peer-to-peer live.
But it's a thing too, like, me wondering what their development process is like and why it takes so long. But
I feel
making
like
that argument is harder than it needs to be.
Well, I mean, in a lot of cases, this is stuff that we've seen from like the likes of people like DJ Wheat prior to their leaving. There are a lot of people who are fighting to do the right thing, and every now and then, after a very long and seemingly uphill battle, someone gets to do at least one thing off of that list of things. But they don't get to the people who are building these features that are finally rolling out are the people who get to set the priorities for building them. And I'm pretty sure that has an impact on the amount of time that it takes to build all that stuff.
Yeah. Like, as somebody who is currently on a team where we deal with like epics and sprints and all that stuff. Okay, this is like, one, I've known what Agile is. I know what Agile's been. I know what all that is. But to actually see it in action is like, oh, okay. Like, I knew, like, it's for me where I've always argued that developers can't just always make the thing you want immediately, like a lot of these third-party indie developers have been doing, like Hackbowl, Commander Root, all of that, right? All of them, right? Mm-hmm. It's that things like, look, it takes time for that to move through. To where it's like, I understand why they didn't share stuff, but it's a thing of like, hey, for years this has been a thing. But to even look at how development is being done nowadays, and also understanding how Twitch is and how it's not about the community, it's about how we can sit there and make cool shit and make a lot of money doing it. All of that makes sense now. It's like, okay, yeah, it was going to take time. Apparently, when this shit started happening last year, I feel like a lot of the safety measures did get pushed up and higher in priority. Like they were already on a list. Like, yes, we're working on it. They're doing research. But we can't do these things because we have major infrastructure changes that are happening. And it all may have happened when people who cared about the Twitch community left and people who were just bought into engineer shit came in and did not care. But when all that shit happened in 2021, everything that was safety related got pushed to the front. And they start putting them in those sprints and started actively coding them. And now we're starting to see them come out. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but understanding like what turnover looks like, what the actual motivations of people are, and just how development works now, yeah, I can see why it took so long. It still sucks that it did, but I can see why it took as long as it did to do it. Now for the bad side of Twitch.
Here we go.
Fortnite star Scented dropped by FaZe Clan for using a racist slur on stream.
Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme. People are the worst.
The thing that gets me though is that this happened back in December 2021. Is a weekly thing where Twitch does right, but the community does bad.
That's how it always is. I tell you. The community, some of the community acts up, and then Twitch is kind of like slow to move, and then it's like we fixed it, and then it's like, but for how long?
Baron provided. Go ahead.
It's a constant battle that I have with Twitch as a platform, because it's like I see y'all are moving in a direction that I want, and we talked about this earlier with the whole like Medal of Freedom thing. It's the same kind of conversation. Y'all are doing the things that by and large you should be doing, but oh my god, also like the hellfire and struggle it took for y'all to arrive at a point that you finally decided to do it. I don't know how to go in one sentence, thank you, I'm glad that you finally got around to it, while also saying like, I need y'all to not take literal ages to do things that are common sense things to do.
I mean, again, like I said last time, I feel like with turnover and just with them needing to recoup money around that time, they pushed it to the back burner. I feel like those safety measures appeared on Sprint around the time that happened. Like they did not exist until they appeared on sprints and developers started developing. And those features probably take a while to manifest. But that's just my theory. Let's see. Baron provided his own statement on the situation in TwitLonger. Quote, first and foremost, I am sorry, not sorry. I was exposed, but sorry because I should have known better. End quote. He called his use of the word immature and preventable, continuing, quote, I am sorry for my deep disrespect and disregarding the true nature and history of that word. My willful ignorance is inexcusable, end quote. This isn't the first bit of trouble for both FaZe and Baron to happen recently. Last year, Baron revealed in a now deleted series of tweets that he was cautioned by Epic Games for toxic behavior towards the game and other players. Around the same time, FaZe became embroiled in controversy after 4 of its members promoted the incredibly shady Save the Kids crypto scheme. If you ever wondered when you were listening to Anka and I talk about, that Halo tournament back in December and how we loathed FaZe Clan. I'm sorry, anything with the name Clan in it is something I don't want to be near.
I'm just not a fan of them like big like dude bro sports team collectives. Cause it really just feels like the jocks of and the sweat lords of the gaming community. Cause it really feels like it's giving like Team 10 to me, and I ain't really down with that. I feel like if you got like an esports organization, sure, like Cloud9, like Navi, whatever, but it really kind of smacks a lot of like team gaming collective, and I don't like that.
All right, now here are the real quick-fire ones. If you have a Pixel device, Android 12 July security patch is rolling out to the Google Pixel. Factory images and OTAs are live. Make sure you update your phones. Of course, Samsungs are getting those updates too, but because I'm on, Visible or Verizon, yeah, I've not seen that update, so fuck you, Verizon. Glad the iPhone is not tiding with that either, but not trying to sell you an iPhone. PlayStation 5 update adds auto low latency mode settings. I guess like if you have a TV with game mode and your PlayStations have some issues switching to game mode, you can now get your PS5 to kind of nudge it in the right direction. In time for deals. Well, good. Look, Young, I'm glad you are up to date on your PS5. I am pretty sure I'm not up to date on my Series X or my PC. And definitely not on my iPhone. I still have a beta to update, and I've not done it yet. But in deals, I am so proud to bring this announcement to you because it filled my heart with joy seeing it after it was removed. But Yakuza 0, Kiwami 1, and Kiwami 2 are back on Game Pass.
Right. So all the mainline Yakuza games are back on Game Pass.
Yes.
Somebody play Friday Night.
Which I am upset because I bought. Well, actually, I've owned these. I've owned the early Yakuza games for a while.
I would like to let everyone know that the feline has decided to come out of her hiding spot because it is near.
Whenever I feel like catching me outside, I will, Ruin. I will.
Yeah, see, come for Ruin. They ain't got nothing to do with me. All right, so I'm gonna try to wrap this up before the ad runs. Back? Yeah, we're back now. I'm gonna try to wrap this up like before, like the big ad runs like half an hour.
So what I was going to say was, hey, now that my cat is out of her hiding spot, should I block the entrance to the hiding spot, or should I just go, you know what? It's awkward, but that's your little hiding place. And at least I know where you are now, and I can just let you have that.
That's their space. It's the cat's space.
But then it's going to be like trying to clean out cat hair. If I need to do that, is going to be a menace.
Get a little vacuum cleaner, stick the woo, get it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We back. Thank you for everybody hanging in there. Don't leave.
All right. Well.
All right. So yeah, Yakuza 0, Kiwami 1, and Kiwami 2 are back on Game Pass. The balance has been restored, and apparently Google Chrome is enough to take out a graphics card. So sorry about that. Following Xbox Game Pass July games announcement, another game is sneaking out. Garden Story is coming to Game Pass for Xbox and PC on July 12th.
Nice, cute game where you're a warrior grape. I've played it. It's pretty dope. I might play it. I might play it again since it's coming to Xbox. I might. I might.
Excuse me. And another surprise game coming to Game Pass. DJ Maxx Respect 5 is available today with Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass. And this, from what I understand, is a rhythm game.
Yes.
I would show a video of it, but apparently that's what takes down my graphics card. So I won't.
Mm-hmm.
However, we can provide you links in chat.
Sure. Or, I mean, the whole list of articles that we talked about today will be available on MajorLinux.com.
Ooh.
Okay, that's cool. And that's it for a show.
Yes, sir.
Kev, what you got going on this week?
Not much more. The PC tests. Tinkering with the chatbot and whatnot, and tinkering with the chatbot and whatnot.
Sorry, I had to put this up here. The meme.
More streams. Installing more games. I realized that I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have to break out the Borderlands.
Ooh.
Yeah, I want to break out I'm gonna have to break out the Borderlands for like community play stuff. Because if we're doing like
when is this community play?
I don't know. So as soon as I find out and figure out, yeah. Because we like I think me and like the usual community homies, we played some Borderlands 3, and it was really fun. That was on Granite, and now that we're on Garnet, you know, with some power, you know, some power. So now I'm like, I want to see what that Borderlands 3 do. And if we really feeling that Borderlands 3, we might be jumping into some Tiny Tina. So looking forward to that. Probably catch Tiny Tina on the sale. But yeah, just like tapping into like the more graphically powerful games. Might stream a little bit over the weekend. Like I did last weekend. Also, I'm going to be making an attempt to 1080p 60, streams. If my connection holds out, we'll see how that goes. Might have to drop the bit rate a scotch. And but yeah,
I would say with your upload, I wouldn't do it.
Right now we're like 6,000. We're like 6,000 bit rate.
But what is your actual upload at home?
I think the upload's like, hold on, let me do a test. Hold on. Because I'm not really.
Because if you can't push 6,000, like I was like, don't do that. Because you'll just saturate the network.
Oh, I mean, I'm pushing it with like 720p 60. But like I said, I might need to bring the bit rate down for that.
But it's not. Yeah, if you can give me the up, I can.
Hold on. The up is Pokemon. The up is 9 megs.
Seeing as that it's only you and your mom doesn't do anything graphically intense, I imagine y'all still have like cable TV, right?
No, we have. Funny enough, we have Uverse, so it's like.
So it's
IPTV?
Coming over the net.
Yeah.
That might push it a little bit if you start trying to push 6,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 1080p 60, but drop it down to 5.
But see, what I'm saying is like it won't look great. That's the issue.
Yeah, I know.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it would behoove you just to stay at 720 60 and keep the lower bit rate.
Like I say, right now it's 6,000 now.
But that's what I'm saying. Like honestly, I would like if you're pushing 720p 60 at 6,000, you were doing way too much.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's at 6,000 now. That's what I'm saying.
If you're doing 6,000 now,
yeah,
and nobody's having an issue at home, then you should be able to do 1080p 60 without any adjustments.
Okay.
The issue was if you're pushing 6,000 at 9 megabits per second, sometimes, depending on the usage of the internet in your house, that can cause a problem. But if you're hitting 6,000 at 720 and nobody's having an issue, you could bump the resolution up because the resolution and bitrate are different. It's not going to affect your network because you're already pushing 6,000 kilobits anyway.
Right.
It's just the quality of the bits you're pushing out.
Yeah.
So like you can raise or lower the resolution. It does not affect the bitrate.
Mm-hmm.
It's the issue of that bitrate may affect you if you had a lower quality card.
Yeah.
But you have a card that, look, I know what card you got.
Yeah.
It can handle 1080p at 6,000 kilobits per second. Like nothing.
Right.
So yeah, like you would only bring the bitrate down if it was fucking with your internet, but you've been running at 6,000 the entire time. So you're fine there. You shouldn't have to address the bitrate at that point.
Yeah, I'm not getting complaints from my mom being like, I can't watch the People's Court. Like,
yeah, so
part.
like, yeah, if you're already running at 6,000, bumping it. Honestly, I can see why you didn't bump it. I can see why you didn't bump it to 1080 on your 1660.
Oh no.
You could, but it may not have been great.
Nah.
But with this 3080, with the 3080 Ti, that's nothing.
Right.
So yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, because I want to get them nice little toasty streams. I want to get them nice little like toasty crisp streams because I'd be like, I want to have them crispy streams like you, Major, and I want to have them crispy streams like DJ, and I'm like, oh, and I was looking at some of my like Monster Hunter stuff, and I was like, say, look at this, looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. Am I gonna have crispy streams too?
Now keep in mind, if you have not already configured OBS to do this, make sure you do those recordings and set those at higher bit rates.
Yeah.
That way you can get the crispy for your YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah. I am configuring that as a record option for face cam in the head of shit for like face cam and like that's what I'm thinking about. For face cam for like reaction stuff. And because I did some stuff for, I think it was like the Pokemon second trailer, and that looked pretty good. So I think that's something I might want to do, like keep the other one for like streaming and whatnot, and then do maybe like records along with streaming, and then another one, do another one, and then for OBS do that like strictly recording with face cam and reactions and all that kind of good stuff. So. And of course, that's what we're using right now for the virtual camera here because Skype don't have chroma key support for whatever reason, and that's what we do. We use OBS virtual camera, and then all that good stuff there. So yeah,
I feel like the background detection should be good though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I ain't trying to fuck with shit now. If I do too much now with this computer, it's already unstable.
Nah,
let me not go figure out a setting real quick.
Yeah, if you breathe too hard, it's gonna all collapse. Oh, so you're trying it now? Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got. It's pretty much good. Basically, just doing stuff with this new awesome PC. Thank you, Merge. And that's pretty much it.
Sin. What have you got going on this week in the wonderful state of North Carolina?
Well, we're going to try to figure some stuff out for gaming with my friends virtually because we've all been meeting at their house and now I don't live anywhere near there, so that's the thing. But Saturday, streaming yet another tabletop game because, of course, that's what I do. Next Tuesday is going to be my first normal stream from the new location. So that's going to be fun.
Hey.
And then we're going to see about trying to be a little bit out and about this weekend. So I'm going to go to like I hear that there's a farmer's market about 20 miles or so from here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see about possibly doing. We're going to see how that works and see if I can possibly do that. Games in the afternoon, and then in the evening, who knows? And then a lot of relaxing and reading and nesting in this chair that I have just over here on the screen. Looking forward to that part of things.
Dope. Let's see. For me,
Also, if the weather ever decides to consistently be less than 90 degrees, there's a lot of apparently really good eating spots about half a mile from here that would make a really neat afternoon walk.
Yeah, well, I need to touch base with you after this so I can figure out where you are and maybe I know of some places.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think it's going to be less than 90 anytime soon. Well, I don't know. It's stormed today, so it might be less than 90 tomorrow. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
For like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Let's see. For me, I've got some hardware to install, so I'll probably doing that a little bit. Probably tweeting some rants, some raves about it until I get it set up. Possibly some Apex tomorrow night. Again, Apex tournament happening this weekend at the PNC Arena, so definitely I'll check that out. If you were in the area, like to buy some tickets, definitely check that panel below. Click the button, buy some tickets, go enjoy some Apex, and be careful because apparently it is very easy to catch COVID. You just breathe. It's very easy as long as you're vaccinated. It won't kill you. It'll just really suck to have it. Speaking of being in a well-populated place that I am not too sure about, but I'm sure my son will be very happy about, going to see Paw Patrol.
Oh.
Yeah.
You sound really irritated by this.
I am. It's just a whole bunch of excited children just watching a Canadian municipal service being run by a 12-year-old and his puppies. I do not understand. Oh my god, there's a SNL skit with Oscar Isaacs that goes into that, and I thought that was so fucking hilarious. Let's see. Outside of that, trying to get back into the swing of things with streaming. So after this Apex stuff, I'll probably go back and get back into Watch Dogs so I can try to finish that. And try to play some more games. I'm trying to find people to play games with because I love community-based streams, multiplayer streams where, just act the fool. So definitely like, hey, if there's anything out there, let me know. Maybe we can work something out. I enjoyed playing with Kevin last week, so this is fun. I actually enjoy doing this. And he made me sad when he said he couldn't join me for Apex this week. I was like, oh, I'm sad now.
Yeah.
He at least did raid me after the fact, but still was sad.
I did.
But I was still sad.
I was like, oh, Major. Let me throw some love in there.
But you could have played Apex.
I could have, but I didn't.
I tried to put the call out there. I was like, hey, Sid, I know you said you want to play Apex too. I'll play Apex. Heard nothing from Sid.
Mm-hmm.
I was just kind of like, whatever was happening there, was it going to be me?
Sid's a good bloodhound, though.
Well, thank you. Like, the thing is, the day that you were just like, hey, can I play Apex? This week was just not the week because day job stuff had end of quarter analysis stuff I had to do, so it ate up all my time this week.
So at night?
Linux. When I say it ate up all my time.
Yeah, see, I don't know what that's like. See, work-life balance is a thing for me. So at 5 o'clock, I'm done.
Most of the thing is, most of the time, it's not even at 5 o'clock. Most of the time, I'm just like, I'm done at 3. However, there were a lot of things where people were just like, I got this question, this question, this question, this question. I need this. I need a compilation of this. And I'm like, I'm going to have to do these charts when I have the
Yeah.
time to do them because
Yeah.
y'all have normal operation stuff that I have to do during the day. And then you need me to crunch these numbers too. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like, we're just
It's
going to go and do that real quick because I'm
it's
only doing this
full.
once. And then after that, I'm like, if I can't fit this into a normal work day after this week with all these shenanigans, we're not doing this again. Y'all are just gonna have to fire me. The end.
Yeah.
Well,
It's the whole like we need like we do a full day and then it's like we need to get a jump on the next day
yeah.
kind of stuff. And
I mean,
that part where
I
it's
get
like
that.
I
I
don't
get
want
that. I do get that.
I don't want to struggle, these first couple of hours, so I'm just going to go ahead and get a jump on that so I can finish this up the next day so I won't be like totally like, crushed the next day.
Yeah,
So
I get that.
I know I've been there. I know I don't like it, but I've been there. I've been there. I never liked it, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, so you're trying to get back into swing of things with streaming, so hopefully we'll slowly get there, get things going. I'm also shutting my computer down, apparently, because that's the thing I need to do.
Yes.
Immediately after stream. Immediately. I don't
Immediately.
even want to hear you talk words.
It can't be immediate. I got to get this show out. How about immediately after it's uploaded to YouTube?
What was this about work-life balance?
This isn't my 9 to 5 though. This isn't.
Chat, get Major.
What about
get Major, chat?
We'll find
get
it.
him.
At least let me transfer it to the server so that I can work on it somewhere else. If I'm shutting the PC down, at least let me move the file somewhere.
Shut down a PC.
Not Ruin out here trying to get banned.
Okay, what if I compromise? I just restart the PC because again, the show has to get out.
You know something? If you promise to go ahead and shut down the computer immediately after remuxing.
Remuxing or putting the show up?
I said remuxing.
Remuxing. The upload's not gonna take that long, Major.
At least restart it, because I know that restart takes you a minute.
After the remuxing, at least restart.
Not even a minute, probably like 15 seconds.
The thing is, look, if I can I'm just saying, let me restart it and then let me get to working on it. I will restart immediately after this show.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Not a shutdown, but a reboot.
Are you shutting down after you finish the work, though?
Yes. Because I would have put it on Hibernate anyway because I'm using the Mac as my daily computer in here.
So Kevin, you heard that straight from Major's mouth to God's ear. So when we come back here next Thursday,
I don't want to hear it if you ain't done it, Major. Just be like,
Okay, but I still will promise you that half the shit that I'm dealing with Windows 11. I'm just gonna put that out there. I still believe it's Windows 11.
And again, didn't we not tell you about Windows 11 the first time?
Again, somebody has to do it, man.
That didn't have to be you, Major.
It kind of did.
You
did.
You did it twice.
Come for me. Just like a few moments ago.
You did Windows 11 the first time. I said, Major, don't do it.
But I was having troubles on the Windows 10 too. You know it had to be me.
But see, that's the thing though. Windows 10 is at least established. There's no end of life yet.
If I am shutting it down, we should have less problems, not zero problems.
Like, yes, less problems. Less problems from regular shutdowns and restarts.
So I will give you that. But I'm still saying that the problems that may arise next week may still be Windows 11 related.
Ruin. It should not have been Major, though.
But it did.
No, it wasn't.
It did. Who's going to tell the people about the problems? I am warning people.
Other people.
Let me be the example.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I get my piece in tech and in tech history. Let me be the example.
The example or the sacrificial lamb?
Either or.
This ain't a teachable moment, man.
Let me
You got
be.
you got too much going on to be like the teachable moment. This ain't like, oh, this is on the computer like over in the corner somewhere, or the office PC or the work PC. This is the main, we do everything on for the channel stuff.
But that's changing. That is, I am trying to change that. I am trying to educate people on the power of the Mac now.
Yeah, on the Mac now.
This is going to turn into an Apple store in a few minutes.
Like that's the whole thing.
Look, Linux users used to things not working. We need him on the front line. Look, this is what I hate.
See, the thing of the matter is, I had Garnet up, not Garnet. I had Granite up for days before I could even be able to put everything on Garnet, because I was like, I want to make sure everything is goo and make sure everything one is covered before I move over. And to the point where I was streaming off of streaming my gameplay off of Garnet.
But see, that's the thing. I'm not transferring from PC to PC. I'm actively using both of them, just not at the same time. And the hours I'm putting into one or the other is now being shifted. Now that I have another PC in here.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Major. But like I say, what Sin said, you got to do it. Okay.
I'm going to reboot immediately after the show. I am going to reboot the PC. When it comes back up, I'm going to do the work, and then after the work is done, I'm going to shut it down. Or, and hear me out, I'll do you one better, because if it's just shutting down this PC, I'll just take the MKV from this show, put it on this flash drive, because it'll be faster than data, and then do everything on the Mac.
I'm fine. You good with that, Sin?
As soon as the data is transferred to this flash drive, I can shut this computer down and not even have to think about it.
I'm good with that. That's a better offer.
We have, the offers have been adjusted and have been accepted and ratified.
I'm so bad at this conversation.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the question?
Which question?
All in favor of this idea? Say aye.
Aye. Come
All
on,
opposed?
man.
The motion has been ratified.
Why did Sid abstain?
I think Sid was like, "Yep." I was like, I didn't come here for parliamentary procedure.
Keep in mind too, now there are 2 files that I need to grab. Because remember, OBS crashed before, so now I've got the one from before, and now this one.
Yeah, you just got to sandwich that at the end. That's
I'm gonna put in the edit. So look, shit got real bad. You'll find out later.
Yeah, just squash it. Just squash it at the end.
All right, so that's it. Mm-hmm. Thank you, everybody, for tuning to this episode of Tech Talk Thursdays for July 7, 2022. On behalf of Kev, on behalf of Cinziak, it's your boy, Marcus Major Lennox Summers, saying that you all could have been anywhere in the world, watching any streaming or playing the game yourself, but you said, no, I'd rather watch this motherfucker's PC crash over and over again because he doesn't know how to shut it down. And for that, I apologize. And until next time, all I've got left to say to you wonderful people is I love you and peace. How?
Wakanda forever. Dab 'em haters.